Howdy, welcome back to Wobble Enjoy Sports. If you're new around here, hope I can get you to consider to like the content and subscribe to the channel. But if you're a regular around these here parts, thank you very much for the continuous support. Or alternatively, if you are viewing this from the All Out Club YouTube channel, thank you very much for popping your head in saying g'day. This is our audition tape to call the Rugby League World Cup in 2026. We're going to send this off to the people at Channel 7 Dor afterwards, and we're going to try our luck, mate. But let's focus on the game at hand. Let's focus on the weekend afoot. It is tonight, Melbourne versus Cronulla, and to help me get through it all is Dor from the All Out Club. How are you doing, good sir?
I'm doing bloody fantastic, Sam. Oh, mate, I cannot wait for this, what we've got installed tonight. Huge matchups all over the park. Grant versus Brayley, probably arguably the best two hookers in the game thus far this season. You've got Jerome Hughes coming back after that injury that he suffered in round 27 against the Broncos. Munster, Nico Hines against his old team. Look, yeah, it's going to be an absolutely squashbuckling matchup here, Sam, this evening.
Storylines are plenty, and for everyone that's starting to trickle in, thank you very much. I can see there's already a few comments as well, but Dor and I were going to be calling this game on the Fox League coverage. We're not going to be doing Channel 9, so if you want to sync up to it and listen to us, that'd be fantastic, and that's where we'll be watching this game from as well. Also, this will be the last NRL game of 2025 that you and I will be calling, Dor, man, because then we've got Pacific Championships, we've got internationals coming up over the next couple of months as well. But this is the last NRL game that you and I will be calling for 2025. And the last time we called a Melbourne versus Cronulla game, it turned into a damn near 60-point, or it was a damn near 60-point thriller, Dor, between these two sides at Shark Park earlier this year.
Oh, mate, if we can get something like that, that will be absolutely outstanding. I can't wait for this game. I think it's going to be a real big one, huge inclusion, like I just touched on before with Hughes coming in. But look, Cronulla have been absolutely outstanding, especially defensively, the last, I'll probably say last month or so. I think they've only conceded around 16 points a game, Sam. Or 14 points per game, should I say, over the past 3 months. So that is huge for Cronulla, and it'll be interesting to see with the strike and firepower that the Melbourne Storm possess in their spine, if they're going to be able to keep Melbourne to that 14 points. Yep,
absolutely. So we've got about 15 minutes before kickoff, and I myself have not spoken about anything of preliminary final week in both the women's and men's. So we're just going to touch on the women's first of all, chronologically, and then we'll round back up. We'll circle our way back towards this contest tonight. So the first game that I want to talk about just quickly, Roosters versus Sharks. And in this one, it's the Sharkies who are $6.05 outsiders. This one's being played in Gosford, and the big news for them, potentially the Sharkies, is that Anessa Biddle is an outside chance of being popped back into the Sharks lineup. For the Ins, Corbin Baxter's a chance. We've got Tavana Papali'i as well, who's been named, but Taryn Aiken and Aaliyah Nasiro is out for the Sydney Roosters. I just think back to their matchup about, what was it, maybe 3 weeks ago, and it was Taryn Aiken that went off with a season-ending ACL injury, and the Roosters still put 40 to 30-odd points on a full-strength or close enough to full-strength Sharkies outfit. So I'm going to be going the Roosters in this one, despite the threat that Quincy Dodd and Anissa Biddle could return for the Sharkies this weekend, man. Are you still or are you the same mindset as I am?
Yeah, it'll be interesting, Sam, to see how it all goes here. You know, Corbin Baxter returning for the Roosters from injury, and then, like you touched on, for Cronulla, potentially some big late ins in Biddle and Quincy Dodd. It would be very interesting to see how Georgia Hanaway is used if Quincy Dodd comes in as well, Sam. But yeah, look, for the Roosters, another interesting one is obviously with this. These injuries and shifts that they've made. They've got Navidi playing in the second row, which is she's been absolutely outstanding on the wing for the Roosters, and she's now playing further infield in the second row. So that could be somewhere that she's obviously going to get through a lot more work defensively than she would on the wing. So if I was Cronulla, I would be targeting her respectfully. With her being in the second row, I'd be sending a lot of traffic there because, defensively, the workload is completely different playing second row to wing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Want me to cut to the chase? I still am tipping the Roosters. I think the Roosters will win, but it's not going to be like it was earlier this season. I expect it to be a closer clash up in, I think it's in Gosford, isn't it? Up in Gosford.
That's correct.
So I think it's going to be a closer contest, but I'm with the Roosters.
Yep, and going into the next one, and I'll tell you what, this might be short and sweet from you, but we got the Brisbane Broncos, $1.19 favourites to the Newcastle Knights, $4.75. I think this will be the closer of the two matches this weekend, man. Some of the ins here, Destiny Brill and Tara McGrath-West. Where do they both find them situated on? So they're both... so Tara McGrath-West is on the reserves, and Destiny Brill is going to come off of the interchange. Brill is a big inclusion for you guys, for you ladies. And then the Newcastle Knights are pretty much named 1 down through to 17 over the past 2 to 3 weeks. I said it last weekend to you, and it was a bit of a tongue-in-cheek, but Jessie Southwell is going to have a fantastic tour of the facilities out there at Red Hill this weekend as she flies up from Newcastle to play Brisbane at Suncorp. But look, I think the Knights can do the Brisbane Broncos, but I don't think that will happen, man. I think this is going to be a nice victory, 13 plus, but not overly extravagant to the Brisbane Broncos.
Yeah, from what I saw from Newcastle against the Titans in the game that you and I called last weekend, Sam, I personally just think, trying to put my bias aside, I'm with you in that regard. I honestly think it will be 13 plus, and I think this will be a more lopsided game to the Roosters versus Sharks clash, in my opinion. As we've lost Sam. Sam has left us. It is just me now, it looks like. Hopefully Sam can return, but I will continue to. Oh, here he comes. Hey!
That's just a bit of finals pressure, mate. Just got a little bit just got a little bit
excited.
Man. Just a little bit excited, man.
Different ways.
Yes, it did. Now, let's talk about this one, not entirely briefly, but it is your men, the Brisbane Broncos, hosting the Penrith Panthers in what is turning out to be the most anticipated game of 2025 to date. And I think it's pretty big on the Broncos there. You got Brisbane at $2.25 to the Panthers $1.65. We know the out. It's Walters and Carrigan that's out. The inclusions of Reynolds and Mam, Cobbo and Willison have also been named. Cobbo being named on the reserves for the Penrith Panthers as well. No one's really going to. I mean, Tom Jenkins has been named on the reserves, but it's all systems go. It's all full steam ahead for the Panthers in this one. Dor, talk to me, man. This is your blockbuster. You will be there live in person, mate. Talk to us about this one.
I will be, Sam, and I hope that everyone keeps an eye out for me out at Suncorp there, just near the try line. If you see some person with a pink hat and the pink Women in League Broncos jersey going absolutely wild, most likely it's probably me. But yes, big game, Sam. I don't really know what to think. I've been so excited yet so nervous at the same time. Really can't wait for the weekend. Basically to be honest, you and I had this discussion about it being actually, a long 2 weeks since the Raiders golden point or extra time. It was ended up golden point victory. But I think that a couple of niggles and injuries that we sustained in that clash, like you think about it, with the ACL to Walters and the minor ankle injury to Haas, for them to having to back up like a week later, like the Raiders did, I think it would have been really tough. But getting that extra week, Sam, I think is massive for us, that Haas has had a couple of weeks. And then that's seen the likes of Reynolds strengthen his hamstring as well as Ezra Mam. and they're both due to come back this weekend. It will be interesting to see how Mam is utilized. I think he comes in around like the 25 to 30th minute mark, plays the rest of the game from there. I think he comes in at 5'8", and Reynolds and him are the halves, and then Ben Hunt moves to hooker, give Pakes a rest, and then go from there. I think you could also utilize Ben Hunt as potentially as a 13. He has played there for the Maroons at 13 in the middle when him and Harry Grant come on and spearhead the Maroons in the middle there. So I think that could be a really big thing. Look, there's a lot of things to take away from this game, Sam. Some absolutely unbelievable, stats. Broncos have won 9 of their last 10 finals matches at Suncorp. The Broncos have never lost a prelim final at Suncorp. There's a lot of things, that Nathan Cleary, he's won his last 26 daytime games. So there's a lot of huge stats that are going either way. The Broncos have been pretty clinical. Look, I'm obviously a bit of bias, but I'm going with the Broncos to win a close one. I think that we can sort of exploit the edges and the fringes of the Penrith Panthers side. Mm-hmm. But like I've said to you before, I think we've just got to stay in the contest. Penrith have had to play every week. We've had a good break, but like that's the same, sort of situation that Melbourne faced tonight. I think both those teams that have had, the week off is going to be about starting quickly because, they could be a bit rusty due to the fact that they've had that week off, and the sides of Cronulla and Penrith who have been playing football every week could benefit from that. And I think both of the sides, Melbourne and Brisbane, can't afford for the other team to get off to a real fast start. So yeah, I'm going Broncos in a close one. And yeah, we'll see what happens, but it's going to be a belter.
I don't think we will see a repeat of what we saw earlier this year at Magic Round. It was the Broncos who had a fast enough start, but then the Panthers dominated from about the 20th minute from then onwards, man. And it was one of the worst efforts Broncos put in 2025. So I think the Broncos, they can take a learning from that, evolve from it. But yeah, I think Pat Carrigan, yes, a massive loss. I still think that you can beat Penrith Panthers minus Pat Carrigan, but it is just going to come down to the fitness of both Mam and Reynolds, I feel, man. Reynolds needs to be at his best and Mam needs to run, 8 times out of 10 sort of thing. So, yeah, it is definitely all eyes on the Brisbane Broncos spine. As so far as who I'm tipping, man, I mean, the value is there with the Brisbane Broncos, but I mean, Penrith are the Grim Reaper over the better part of 6 years now. So it is still really hard to predict. If I had to, I'm sorry, Dor, but I will say that the Panthers should do it, but I'm not convinced in saying that. I think this will be the better of the two games this weekend in the NRL. Now, speaking.
Geez, he's doing it a bit tonight, ladies and gentlemen. He's very nervous, Sam, in this big occasion, but he has vanished again. So, look, we will continue as he returns now in non-camera mode. Here he is. He's back again. What are you doing to us tonight, Sam?
It's the pre-game nerves, mate. I'm telling you. I really apologize for that, by the way. But let's get stuck into this one ultra quick because I think we're only about 5 minutes away from kickoff. And we've obviously got Melbourne hosting the Cronulla Sharks here this evening. And tonight, it will be Dor that will be calling the Melbourne Storm. I'll be talking about or commentating over the Cronulla Sutherland Sharks, and here we are here. So the Storm, they are $1.35. Melbourne, $3.25. I think that's extraordinarily good value on the Cronulla Sutherland Sharks. And Dor, can you take us please through the Melbourne Storm lineup?
Yeah, so the Melbourne Storm, Ryan Pappenhausen is back from that HIA at fullback. The wingers are Will Warbrick and Xavier Coates. The centers are Jack Howarth and Nick Meaney. So Howarth starting, no Grant Anderson Munster and Jerome Hughes is back in the halves. Stefano and Josh King. Stefano's been great this back end of the season, Sam. So we'll see how he goes tonight, nice and refreshed. Harry Grant is the hooker and the captain. And geez, what a battle we've got in the hookers this evening. Sam Grant versus Brayley. It's going to be mouth-watering stuff. Ellie Katoa and Sean Bloor. Sean Bloor is back from that. I think it was a fractured larynx or whatever. He's back now and starting in the second row, which sees Lasardi move to the bench. Trent Liero is the lock, just like I touched on. Lasardi from the starting side onto the bench. He's joined on the bench by Wishart, Kamakamika, and Alec McDonald. Joe Chan is the 18th man, and they are coached by none other than Craig Bellamy.
We can see the shots now here of the Cronulla Sharks still inside their dressing rooms. We are only a few minutes away from kickoff as I go through the Sharkies team lineup. So Kennedy, Katoa, and Mulitalo, they had a similar freight train coming at them a few weeks ago in the form of the Sydney Roosters, and they dealt with that aerial attack of the Sydney Roosters really, really nicely. They need to bring that once more against this Melbourne Storm lineup. Jesse Ramian and KL Iro are the centres for Sharks, and Iro is maybe the look, you talk about Mulitalo maybe being the heart and soul, Aiden Fanua-Blake, but ever since KL Iro has all the games that he has played in 2025, he's just brought that energy and resiliency in every game that he has played. Trindle and Hines. Trindle, he has found finals form beautifully. Aiden Fanua-Blake, Toby Rudolph, and Blake Brayley Blake Brayley is the captain. The back row is Burns, Wilton, and Colquhoun, and the interchanges Nikora, Talakai, Kofusi, and Braden Hamlin-Uele. Kofusi is the new face. Out is Hazelton, in is Kofusi. Daniel Atkinson is 18th player, which will be handy, hopefully touch wood, that doesn't need to be activated. And Craig Fitzgibbon is the coach, and we can see the Sharkies fans sitting at AAMI Park. It is reportedly a sellout down at AAMI Park, and Blake Brayley's just coming out of the sheds now. So are we all in sync there, Dor?
Yeah. Brayley's coming out of the sheds. Who you got, Sam?
Alrighty, for me, man, I am tipping the Melbourne Storm, but I am rooting for the Cronulla Sharks. And just to go into the chat here, so Paul, Sharks to win tonight, he reckons. For Raz, Storm and an nail biter, he says, and Jason Reader, anything can happen in finals, man. So thank you very much for coming in, guys, and saying g'day. Please like, share, and subscribe as we see Cronulla hit the paddock out there at AAMI Park.
Pretty sold out, Sam. Very, very capacity crowd. But this is it, Sam, but trying to build up the anticipation and the hype for this huge clash here between the Storm and the Sharks. They've had, I'm pretty sure it was the Storm, Sam, that eliminated the Sharks last season, or the previous time in the finals, sent the Cronulla Sharks home. And I think Harry Grant scored his first hat-trick in that clash. This is it, Sam. This is what these players play for. It's the big moments. Huge game down here in Melbourne tonight. Sellout crowd, like you said. Harry Grant, Storm coming off the rest. The Sharks been playing absolutely outstanding football. I think they've won 9 of their last 10 games in really good form. Storm have been patchy all year, but it doesn't matter. I think Jason Reader said earlier in the chat, it's finals footy. Without me, you know what? It's finals footy. I'm going to drop it. It doesn't absolutely matter what the fuck happened in the regular season. It is now here in the finals. It's a completely different type of game. This is it. Whatever you put out there tonight, you're either going to the grand final next week in Sydney, or you're going on a Jet 2 holiday over to Bali or something like that. So this is absolutely it, Sam. Huge in for the Storm. I honestly think that the Sharks are going to send a lot of traffic at Hughes there with that arm, rocking like a Mal Meninga type brace on his arm there.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think he's going to see a lot of traffic, Jerome Hughes. So hopefully there's no injuries. Hopefully we have an absolutely outstanding game of football. The weather looks absolutely fabulous down there in Melbourne. And last of all, but not least, may the best team win. And thank you everyone for being here, and enjoy your finals footy.
Take it away, Dor.
Yes, well, we've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's play some prelim finals footy, ladies and gentlemen. And Cronulla, get us started. And it's straight down there and taken beautifully by Hughes. And he gives it to Stefano Utoikamanu. And he's driven back there by a great tackle by multiple Cronulla players. Plays the ball. Harry Grant at dummy half gives it to Josh King, and Josh King gets the legs pumping, and he gets tackled just short of the 20-meter line. Plays the ball. Grant at dummy half now gives it to Sean Bloor, and that's a great run and an absolutely very slick haircut that Sean Bloor is rocking this evening as Harry Grant gives it to Liero. Strong run from Trent Liero. What a year he's had, Sam. Into Origin footy, and he's been outstanding for the Storm. And there he is, the man that we touched on in the pregame. Stefano Utoikamanu gets it up to halfway. Last tackle, Grant gives it to Hughes. Hughes goes high and long, but it is beautifully taken there by Sione Katoa inside his 20, Sam.
Cronulla, they are running left to right of screen. Melbourne Storm very slow to get off of Katoa. I thought that was nearly a penalty on the first play defensively by them, but none forthcoming. They're still on their own 20, and the ball goes left-hand side for Mulitalo, and they're still thereabouts, only a metre or two beyond it. And now the penalty does come from the Melbourne Storm. I guess they need to figure out how long they've got in the ruck tonight, Dor.
Yes, that is exactly right. They were a bit in the ruck for a bit too long, weren't they, against the Broncos, the Storm in round 27. But yes, that I guess it's different referees. It's finals footy, but yeah, they've been penalised there from Nick Meaney there, Sam.
Yes, and that should have mentioned as well. Ashley Klein is the referee tonight. Chris Butler is in the bunker, and now it's worked its way back infield here for Aiden Fonua-Blake, who, the Sharkies, they are in enemy territory by 10 metres. They are central, and Brayley goes right and finds Jesse Colquhoun, and he makes a very nice 7-odd metre carry. Playing the ball on the 30, left back infield for Hines, who was afforded to run a bit before getting it out left to Rudolph, and he's tackled about 21 metres away from the try line. They continue to go left with a nice little run from Brayley, then left to Trindle, then left on to Wilton, and that's resulted in about a 10-plus metre play. But this is the last tackle. They're left to the post. Brayley flat, bad ball, bounced off the shins of Aiden Fonua-Blake into the Storm.
That is a howling wolf castle type of ball there, Sam. That is an absolute howler from Brayley. And look, he's definitely been the hooker of the year, Sam, in my opinion. Harry Grant's definitely finished the season strong, but for such a class player to dish up such an awful pass in such a big game, and great field position, Sam, as well, is not good. But look, there'll be more chances. So Pappenhausen there. Grant now gives it to Stefano Utoikamanu. He's trying to get rid of Wilton and Burns, but can't do so. Only made the 32 metres there in that set there from Melbourne. And Munster absolutely wallops it straight down the field. And Katoa takes it again, Sam, inside his 20.
You can feel the finals nerves here from both teams, can't you? Or at least I can anyway, man. What do you reckon?
Yeah.
Yeah,
no,
sure.
I'm with you, Sam. Yeah, I'm feeling a bit of nerves. Like, you see that pass from Blake Brayley. I haven't seen that all year from him. So
absolutely,
I think a lot of nerves, man. Such a big game.
Yep. All right. So the Sharkies now, they're about 5 short of halfway, and this is Jesse Ramian. He's going to be halted there in the form by Sean Bloor and Josh King. This is the 4th tackle. They're still inside their own territory. Now they're into Storm territory by about 5 metres. So that was a really good kick from Cameron Munster-Dor as Braden Trindle gets one away of his own, and it's taken nicely by Warbrick.
Yes, taken beautifully there by the Brick of War inside his own 10, and Hughes now gives it up, and that's a penalty there, offside. Offside, Cronulla get a bit too excited, and that's a penalty apiece, Sam. One for a bit of ruck interference from Nick Meaney a couple of sets ago, and now Cronulla jumped the gun there after pinning Warbrick in a nice kick there from Trindle, pinning him inside his own 10. But unfortunately, just after that, the next play, they've gone way too early, and Klein has blown the whistle, and they find touch there, Storm from the penalty kick around 25 metres out from their own try line, and give it to a rampaging Eli Katoa, and that's a great carry, but great Cronulla defence as well, Sam. Plays the ball. Grant at dummy half gives it to Liero. Liero out the back to Stefano Utokumanu. Good defense there by Blake Brayley. Wraps Utokumanu's legs up and he can't go any further. Now a nice short flat ball from Grant to Trent Liero. Sam, he's tackled around 43, 45 meters out now after a bit of work with his legs. Utokumanu, a bit of a shocking ball out the back there, beats Hughes, but Pappenhausen's there to pick it up and he gets it in over halfway. He plays the ball, granted dummy half. Now to Hughes. Hughes out the back to Munster. Nice flat ball there to Sean Bloor. Quite flat, but deemed all good. Now Grant, short side. Lovely pass from Munster down to Xavier Coates. Xavier Coates with the kick in. Munster's chasing. And beautiful kick from Xavier Coates, and Munster and Hughes are there to pin Trindle in his in goal. What an absolutely stunning piece of play there. And I have to put it down to the man that we touched on in the pregame, Sam, as well as Stefano Utokumanu. And he was the main man for the Fox preview this week for this game, was Harry Grant. He saw that there was numbers there. He's gone the short side, given it to Munster. Munster, lovely cutout ball to Xavier Coates. And we've seen that. And we've actually seen it a fair bit. We saw Brian To'o last week against the Bulldogs put in a beautiful kick for a try there for the Panthers last week. And Xavier Coates has put in an absolute beauty there. Anyway, they go long here, Cronulla, from the dropout. And Stefano goes, "How are you, Billy Burns?" and goes straight over the top. And he's tackled around 20 meters out from the Sharks line. Pappenhausen now has it. He shifts it out the back. Lovely offload to Josh King, but Kennedy is there to shut it down nice and early. Plays the ball. Harry Grant now gives it to Munster. Munster scheming through the middle. Lost his footing there, but great defense there by William Kennedy. Brought down there around 10 meters out. Grant, dummy half, gives it to Liero. Liero to Hughes. Hughes hit late. Gives it to Meany. And Meany gives it to Will Warbrick. And the Brick of War, the man from New Zealand, has gone over in the corner. And the Melbourne Storm strike first in a sold-out crowd down at AAMI Park, Sam.
Yeah, the nerves are definitely on show. Just in that sequence before, the ball playing was loose. It was flat. I was happy for that to be play on in the previous set before, but great scramble there by Trindle. Let's have a look at this flick pass here because I got a question on it. But Hughes getting hit late there by Wilton. That's the first test. And I'll tell you what, that flick, this is going to be a great camera angle here, Dor. Hughes, Meany, flicks. That's extremely flat.
I think
taking my bias.
Don't say extremely flat. It's slightly forward. It's not a major forward pass, but it is forward. I think it definitely has gone out of the hands forward. And I have to agree. I think people in the chat are saying the same. You don't need to be biased, Sam. You just judge it how you see it. And I agree the same thing, man. I've seen way worse forward passes, but it was definitely a forward pass.
Yep.
You can see it here. Look, there's no the ball has not come out of the hand backwards. And that's definitely a forward pass. But as I said, I've seen far worse, but should be called with the touch judge in such good position. But anyway, Nick Meany from the right-hand touchline moves in, hits it. He's asking for it to come back. He's asking, but it's not going to come back, Sam. So 4 points to 0 in favor of the Melbourne Storm. Get very fortunate there with that pass not being called forward. But all you can do is, I guess, play to the referee's whistle, and that's what is deemed 4 points to 0. Will Warbrick starts us off down in Melbourne, Sam, and I think just it has been a bit clunky, but I do think that the Storm are looking a lot more dangerous with the ball in hand, shifting it to the top of your screen to the bottom. A lot of ball movement there, where I think Cronulla are just at the moment, they're really going, straight and hard through the middle of the field, and it's not really getting them any dividends at the moment. But look, only 8 minutes of action, Sam. Don't want to say anything because Stefano.
No, sorry. I didn't want to go over the top of you. No.
Yeah, you're right. You're fine to go over the top of me, bro. It's your stream at the end of the day. That's a good run there by Eli Carto. He gets it up over the 20-meter line. Harry Grant now gives it to Trent Liero. Great run from Liero here. And he's taken back probably around 23 meters out there, Sam, on tackle 3. Harry Grant now gives it to Josh King. A bit of one-off running here from the Melbourne Storm to start this set after points, as now Munster now gives it infield to Jack Howarth, and Jack Howarth on that unders ball gets up just short of halfway. Last tackle here, Harry Grant gives it to Hughes. Hughes goes high, long, and it is going to be taken by William Kennedy again inside his own 20, Sam.
Man, he got out and he got dragged back, and he will be playing the ball about 12 meters out from his own try line. This is Katoa now with a brave run, and now it's a penalty for offside. Oh, well,
Sean
that
Bloor
was
offside. He got a bit excited. Do you
reckon in that shot just before kickoff happened, or do you reckon the touch judge said to Will Warbrick, "I'll see you in hotel room 311 later on tonight at the casino hotel"? Do you reckon that's what the touchy said to him in that shot?
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Maybe a quick thank you. All right. Maybe the hot mic picked up on it. All right. So Billy Burns has the hit up, and he's going to play the ball on Storm 40, left to Hines. Left for Colquhoun, who came back under and went over the 40-meter line by a few meters. So 10 minutes gone, 4 points to nil. Sharks inside Storm territory with Hines, dummies, and takes his first hit up of the game, and he's able to get to the 30-meter line. Cronulla is central, and they go left on the third. Trindle then goes back under for Wilton, and Wilton has stopped about 21 out from the try line on the fourth. And they're left of the post, but now they're coming back right, and it is a six again. Six again, absolutely massive as Kennedy now. Just whoa! I missed something there, Dor.
Nico Hines has been hit late.
All right, so hopefully he's just winded. Let's see.
I need to see this because I don't think there's much of a difference to... There's not much difference from what Wilton did on Jerome Hughes, which wasn't penalised, and then what Liero just did then on Hines, except Hughes got up and Hines stayed down. Mick, lovely to see you. Or I shouldn't say see you, but see you in the chat, I guess. But yeah, I honestly don't think that was that different to what happened to Hughes.
I completely agree with you, Dor. I completely agree.
But we don't need to worry. It's going to be nothing more than a penalty, I assume, and we'll see what Cronulla get here, Sam. Probably their second best chance here, or probably actually their best, because they only got one or two tackles inside the 10 of the Storm before Brayley threw an absolute howler at Fanua Blake's legs. So anyway, here they go. Take it away, my friend.
You're right, mate. And so Rudolph plays the ball now, about 13 away from the try line. Hines back under for Colquhoun, enters the 10-meter zone of the Melbourne Storm, and he's brought down there by Liero. Brayley running left, Hines left, Fanua Blake brought down.
Great tackle.
Play the ball, Brayley, runs to the right-hand side, gives it to Colquhoun. Colquhoun is inches away from putting that ball down on the try line, right in front of the sticks. Fourth tackle, right off the grass. Hines, Kennedy, stepping, cut out to the right-hand side, and Katoa, he puts the ball down, but I don't know about his elbow, Dor.
Yeah, I think that's gone very close to the touching goal line there, Sam.
It was beautiful.
But beautiful work
from Kennedy here. Just found the space. Great pass to Katoa. The ball's cleanly put down, but we've got to see whether or not his elbow goes into touch. It's extremely close. Confirmed in the bottom right corner.
Yeah, well, I think he got it, but it's just, it's like it's way closer than it should be. Like, he shouldn't be anywhere near. Look at the gap and look at the space he has. Oh, yeah.
Well, in any event, he did time it beautifully, and so did William Kennedy to get the try assist for Katoa. They do hit back. After 13 minutes, we're locked at 4-4 with a kick to come.
Fourth of all time now. He joined Steve Rogers on 82 tries, the only Katoa. So, yeah, both wingers for the Sharks. Absolutely gun finishes, Sam. Ronaldo, I think, second or third, I think. I think he's actually second. So, look, absolutely outstanding. And it's all from Kennedy there. Really nice work from from Brayley there. His pass got interfered with from Pappenhausen at marker. The 6 again was given, and Kennedy just basically just holds it up, pokes his head through the line, and throws an absolute beauty to Sione Katoa, and over he goes. 4 points all, with a Hines kick to come right now, Sam.
And he shoots, and it's going to go across the face and remain at 4 points all. So the Melbourne Storm got lucky with a pass that was only a couple inches forward, but both Dor and I thought it was a forward flick pass by Meaney to Warbrick, which got the Storm on the board. And it's the discipline of the Melbourne Storm that has cost them that try. And it's not the first time. It's not even the 5th time that you and I have said something like that in 2025 about the Melbourne Storm's discipline, Dor.
No, not at all, Sam. It's definitely an area, should I say, is of concern for them, and they will be definitely looking to make sure that they keep their discipline in check, because it is two penalties to 1 in favour of Cronulla. That's a great kickoff, just quietly, Sam, but beautifully taken by Trindle.
It was good contact by King and Grant on Toby Rudolph. And Rudolph, he looks to be very sore and winded after that collision.
Ooh, yeah.
Fair enough. That happened on the 10-metre line. So that's Iro now with the hit up. Here is Aiden Fanua-Blake now. Can he get to the 20? He does. Right on top of that white line where they usually take the tap. Brayley elects to go back left, and Colquhoun now. Probably his 4th touch of the game, maybe one I haven't given him. But anyways, this is Braden Trindle. He dummies, and he was afforded a fair bit of space there, about 5 more metres than usual, I'd say. But this is the last tackle, kicking on his own 30 just about, and it's going to come down on the Storm 30 for Coates.
He's got that real poor kick there from Nicho Hines. Didn't get the connection, and that's going to be a penalty. And, both of these teams here after points giving away penalties not long after. And we'll see now if Melbourne can take advantage of the great field position here, as we see Rudolph, and a bit of whiplash there from Rudolph. I have to see a different angle to see if there was some high contact there. But, yeah, it looks like he's issues his shoulder there. But anyway, Melbourne find touch, and they'll tap it on the Cronulla 40-metre line. Sam and Howarth taps and goes, and he's going to be brought down around 32 metres out, plays the ball. Grant, Munster to Stefano Utokumanu, gets past 1, gets to Fanua-Blake, offloads it out the back, and Jerome Hughes goes straight through. Jerome Hughes! Oh! He was having surgery a couple of weeks ago, and he's come from the hospital bed to go straight over this try line. And the Melbourne Storm hit back after an absolutely exceptional run from Stefano Utokumanu, who throws the offload, and Jerome Hughes goes straight through. And the Melbourne Storm, I said it just like a couple of seconds ago, the Sharks have given a penalty, and the sides have both capitalized after ill discipline from the other. And Hughes, he goes straight past Colquhoun, who's been absolutely outstanding, and he's just got too much wheels there from Kennedy. He tries to get the ankle tap. Ronaldo Mulitalo comes in to tackle him, but he's tackled right over the try line, and I don't see anything wrong with that. That is a TRY to Jerome Hughes. And wowee, those haters and people that would be worried about how he was going to come to the field tonight and the traffic that he was going to receive, he's put them to bed with an absolute beauty of a try there, Sam.
Look, we see it all the time, man. We've seen it for 20 years that they really put an onus. Every team does, but Melbourne Storm do it better than any other team that I've ever seen. If the Storm concede a try, they make it a point, a fierce point, that they get the shoulders stuck into the attacking team after conceding points. And we saw King and Grant put the sting on Toby Rudolph, and it just stopped the momentum a little bit. It resulted in a poor kick from Nicho Hines that had the Storm starting on their own 30. Then the Sharks compounded it by giving away a penalty. And then as easy as you like, because of Utokumanu, who has started this game very nicely, the offload back to Jerome Hughes, and Hughesy, wouldn't he love that, getting the Storm back up 10-4 big buddy after 17 minutes. But it's now gotten to the point now where both these teams, the first one to get their discipline back in order, it's going to go a hell of a long way to winning this game.
I just can't get over the Stefano Utokumanu, man. Like, what a signing it was from the Melbourne Storm to pick up this young fella. And it just seems like it's just like anything. Craig Bellamy bloody just touches something, and he goes from, for the Tigers. Look, he played Origin when he was at the Tigers, but he was very inconsistent, where what we're seeing now for the Melbourne Storm, he's consistently one of their best forwards on a week-to-week basis. And just these last month or so, Sam, coming into this back-end part of the season, he's been absolutely outstanding. As we see Toby Rudolph go down the tunnel there, Sam, and he's off for a HIA, so maybe there was some head contact. We only really saw one angle from that hit from Josh King on Rudolph, so hopefully Rudolph's okay and he can get back into the action, but he'll be out of action for the next 15 at the very least, after going off for a HIA test as Sean Bloor after, as I said, Sam, the Melbourne Storm are really shifting the ball from the top to the bottom side of your screen, and lovely offload again from Josh King. And now it's to Sean Bloor again for another great carry. The Sharks need to wrap up the ball here. The Storm are playing really quick football. Munster now out the back to Hughes. Hughes to Katoa. Katoa gives it to Meaney. Meaney very flat-footed. Meaney is trying to get past Iro, but Iro is a class player and he brings him down, Sam, around 38 meters out. Last tackle, Grant to Hughes. Hughes puts it up for a nice high bomb. This is well weighted here. Good chase, but William Kennedy comes in over the top, Sam, and takes it nicely right on his own 20-meter line.
Melbourne Storm forward pack making way too many meters. Post-contact meters have been tremendous here for the Melbourne Storm. So the Sharkies now, it's probably been about 3 sets maybe inside this game so far, where the Sharkies forward pack, big forward pack, have not been able to make the meters that they've been used to over the past fortnight or so. So this is third tackle, and Jesse Ramian now offloads back to Brayley. Nice, effective. He's running to the left-hand side, trying to get Wilton into a matchup with Hughes, if I'm not mistaken, and they'll play the ball on the 40. Brayley, right, off the grass again. That's the second time. Cut out right to Ramian. Ramian versus Howarth, and Ramian is brought down 5 meters short of halfway. Not the worst set. Harry Grant, was he onside? But play on, and Nico Hines put in a spiral, and it bounces backwards into the lap of Trindle, puts in the second kick, but Warbrick is there to clear it up. Penalty Melbourne for offside.
I think it was offside, or was it like obstruction?
Well, Dor, that's the second
anyway.
I don't think that kick's by design, man. There was just way too much of a left-hand turn there from Nico Hines. Attempted a spiral bomb, man.
They're offside.
But that Nico Hines kick, man, that wasn't by design, was it?
I don't think so, but I think it's also a bit poor from the outside men there from Cronulla there with their chase. But I don't think that was, like by design. I don't think the Sharks were aiming to do that kick, but the pressure that the Storm put on Hines sort of led to that sort of type of kick. Grant, Hughes, Munster out the back to Meaney. Pardon me, and Meaney's brought down inside his 20. Or inside the Cronulla 20, should I say. Warbrick at dummy half now gives it to Munster. Munster gets past Brayley, gives it another offload there from the Storm. Grant gives it to Stefano and to Kamanu, who offloads it out the back to Pappenhausen. Pappenhausen offloads it to Grant. Grant gives it to Munster. Munster through the middle. He's around 10 meters out. The offloads are coming here quick and fast from the Melbourne Storm. Grant now dummy half, 6 again. Grant scoots, but great defense there by, I think it's Colquhoun and Brayley. No, it's Wilton and Fanua Blake. Liero now gives it to Munster. Munster throws the dummy there to Stefano Utukamanu. Munster brought down around just inside the Cronulla 10. Second tackle here. Munster plays the ball. Granted, dummy half. Gives it out to Liero. Liero out the back to Hughes. Hughes, little underball to Katoa. And great defense, like you said, Sam, from Trindle, Colquhoun, and Wilton. Third tackle. Katoa plays the ball. Grant scheming across the field. Gives it to Hughes. Hughes! Oh, he nearly got through again, but he's brought down by a great tackle by Hamlin, Uele, and Brayley. Grant, Munster, Bloor. Bloor has a lovely little flick to Pappenhausen. Pappenhausen looking for the offload, but can't get it. Last tackle around 4 meters out the Melbourne Storm. Play the ball. Harry Grant gives it to Munster. Munster, cross-field kick. Here's Will Warbrick. Will Warbrick knocks it out the back, gives it to Nick. Back in. And it's hit out there by Braden Trindle. Great work there by Cronulla Sharks. Great scrambled eggs defense from them. I thought the Storm were in for all money here. They were outnumbered on the right. Warbrick bats it back, but great defense by KL Iro. Stops a certain try there, and the offload back infield from Meaney is battered dead by Braden Trindle.
What's the call going to be here? The referee Klein is not
No, it's taken
in
out
the
the
goal
20. So
area.
it looks like
It's gonna
Warbrick
be
must touch it.
wow.
Yeah.
Well, a reward for great defense there, Cronulla, and particularly Trindle in the end. And this is Katoa with the first hit up. That's a small win Cronulla desperately needed because, as you said, Storm were all over them. And this is Jesse Ramian now, stopped about 16 meters away from halfway, or the ball nearly looked to come out. Brayley scoots, and he only had one person supporting him. Play on. This is Ramian, a scoot of his own, fends away from Munster into Storm territory, left to Cole Hune. Cole Hune versus Hughes, there's that matchup. And Cole Hune is brought down by Hughes and Katoa. Brayley, left, Trindle, flat ball for Wilton, and he stopped about 22 meters away from the try line. All right, fourth tackle, Brayley, flat for Trindle, right, and then back under for Aiden Fanua-Blake. Fanua-Blake standing. And Fanua-Blake plays it 13 meters out. They go down the short side to the left. Trindle puts in a grubber kick, but great hands for Pappenhausen. Breaks away from one.
Pappenhausen. Yes, like you said, Sam, great hands there from Pappenhausen to pick that up on the fly. And Hughes at dummy half now gives it to Will Warbrick. But got to take a lot of confidence out of that from Cronulla's point there, Sam. That was a great set from them. Made really good field position, a couple of really good carries from them for the likes of Brayley and Ramey and their scheming crossfield. As now Meany's brought down around 25 meters out, and Pappenhausen now gives it to Xavier Coates, who's been quiet thus far, and he's tackled just short of the 40, and now Pappenhausen now just offloads it to Howarth. Howard's brought down just short of halfway on the last tackle, and Hughes, he sums up the situation beautifully with a nice low driving kick that's fielded by Sione Katoa inside his own 20 again, but great defense there from Sean Bloor. He tackles him just outside of his 20, Sam.
Yeah, man, I think maybe for the sixth time already in this game, they're playing the ball from their own 20, starting a set from their own 20, but a great scoot from dummy half by Kennedy gets them over the 30-meter line. Brayley, right. Hines, right to Ramian. He had support on the right, but he just takes the hit up and is stopped 5 short of halfway. Brayley goes left in field. Cole Hune, Fanua-Blake. Fanua-Blake enters Melbourne Storm territory, but this is going to be the last. More post-contact meters coming here for AFB. And he will play it on the Storm 40. They go down the short side to the left-hand side. Trindle puts in a high kick down towards Will Warbrick. Mulitalo's there, does bat it back into the hand of Hines, but he knocked it on, unfortunately. Just the play that the Melbourne Storm are playing twice as fast as the Sharkies, and the meters that they're making up the middle of Cronulla, it's that they need to rectify it immediately. Cronulla, their defense up the middle, man, their line speed up the middle.
You reckon it has been up the middle, I guess, but also I think they've been making the inroads like on these fringes here, in my opinion. Like they are getting some serious work through the middle, but I feel like it's the offloads, which is probably the most forward. Yeah, that's called. It's called. Yeah, that was one. Cameron Munster absolutely just bamboozled Hamlin Uele there. He was looking for the ball out the back, but it was gone. And basically, it was look at this. Yeah, look at Hamlin Uele. He thought that Coates, and that is definitely a forward pass. Well called there. And Cronulla going to have a really, really good chance here. But like you said, Sam, that I just think it's the different style of footy they're playing. The Sharks are sort of going through the middle of the field, still trying to tire Melbourne through the middle, where Melbourne are shifting it and getting a lot of offloads. Cronulla really need to stop the offload, Sam.
And the Cronulla Sharks, they win the scrum. They went to the right. Katoa plays the ball on the 30. This here is Cole Hune, who's been very busy to start this game. So we've got 15 minutes to go in this first half, and it's 10-4. Only one error apiece. It doesn't feel like that sort of a game, but it's still good. Brayley scoots to the left-hand side.
Someone moves
No, it's a boot. It's Brayley's boot, and he's caught someone offside. So it's a penalty for the Sharks, but Brayley nearly split them straight up the middle. Yes, the right boot of Brayley went AWOL.
Is it a bird? Is it a plate? Is it a water bottle? No, it's a shoe.
All righty, so Hamlin Uele will play the ball right next to the post. Brayley, right, Hines. A clunker of a pass. What's the call here?
Penalty Cronulla. I think he was tackled before the ball arrived. I think that's the right call there by Klein. I think Coates has made contact there with Ramian a bit too early. Oh, actually, now I look at that again, I'm not sure about that. Let me have a look here.
Oh, man.
Man, I don't know if I agree with that. I thought he tackled him, but it just looks like... Anyway, we got to move on.
Yeah, no, so that's two 50-50s that have gone the way of the Sharkies now, man. And we've got Burns playing the ball, Brayley, Colquhoun standing, backing his way, but he's eventually brought down there by Grant and Josh King, right in front of the left-hand goalpost. Brayley, left, Trindle had to reach for it. Dummies, and someone's been taken out. He's just got to... Oh, man. Penalty Storm, but Trindle did stop on his run, but I guess the damage was done, Dor.
He should have passed it straight away. Like you said, he just sort of...
Oh, Iro, yeah.
I've seen so many of those not called, though. Like,
yes.
Not going to lie. Like, that they just would have, like, Trindle surrendered or whatever. But I think Klein's just trying to make sure it's killed right there and then before anything else happens. And they find touch around, I think it was 30 meters out. Sharks winning the penalty count. So the Storm have been the more ill-disciplined. 5 penalties in favor of Cronulla to 4 from Melbourne, but very close. And Hughes, geez, he looks good, Sam. Really scheming on the top-hand side of the field as Liero now gives it to Munster. Munster throws another dummy. Absolutely bamboozles and breaks the ankles of Fanua Blake, and Munster going through. He's lost his ducks, but he's still going. Great defense by Blake Brayley and Colquhoun to bring it down. Harry Grant, a dummy half, gives it now to Liero. Liero scheming. Drops it off the back to Pappenhausen. Pappenhausen off his right foot. Pappenhausen through the middle. He's brought down just short. Last tackle. 5 meters out. Grant gives it to Munster. Munster short ball to Bloor. Bloor's looking for the offload. He just throws a Hail Mary out the back. Grant impeded. Gives it to McDonald. McDonald gives it to Pappenhausen. Pappenhausen gives it to Oh, and what great defense from the Cronulla Sharks. His media is brought down around to meter out, and my voice is cooked. Oh, Mother of Mary. Oh,
man. Now they give away a penalty to the Melbourne Storm. Oh, man, that scrambled eggs defense from Cronulla, man. I'd buy it about $13, bro. That's some good scrambled eggs, man. Well worth the price of purchase. I just wrapped for them. They've had to do that for the better part of 5 or so minutes now, have the Sharkies, or on 2 different kinds of raids from the Storm. So well done to them. So that was a crusher penalty for the Sharkies. And Kale Lero taps it and gets up over the 20-meter line by a couple of meters. I'll update that time in just a second and get to everybody's comments in due course. And this is Talakai now, who can be a game breaker off of the bench. And he is stopped just in front of the 30-meter line. Brayley now flat ball for Korfusi, and Korfusi has gotten himself to the 40-meter line, still inside their own half. Brayley left. Talakai left. Hamlin Uele, can he get post-contact meters to get to halfway? He does. Awkward position there, but play on. 4th tackle right on halfway. Talakai right to Hines. Burns does pass to Ramian. Right to Katoa. Coates versus Katoa. Katoa has potentially scored, unless if his kneecap has not come in contact with the sideline door.
Well, just a completely different note as we're going to go upstairs for that one there. A lovely, lovely shift down the right-hand side. What a lovely ball from Hines to Billy Burns, who pokes his head through and gives a lovely offload to Jesse Ramian. And Ramian Noodles gives it out the back to Sione Katoa. The positive news is that Toby Rudolph has passed his HIA. I thought he was no chance here. Xavier Coates, it gets him, but he stays in the field of play, and I see no problems at all. That's going to be Sione Katoa brace, and what a beautiful, beautiful play. And this is the reason why we're seeing a class player like Britton Nickera not starting for this Cronulla Sharks outfit, is due to the form and the fantastic, fabulous form from the second rower, Billy Burns. And there's no problems at all there from Sione Katoa. As looks like Shark Park, or the Sharks Leagues Club, is absolutely going buck wild right now in the Shire. And it is a try confirmed 10 points to 8 with a kick to come in favour of the Melbourne Storm with 9 minutes and 15 seconds left in this first half.
Fantastic hit back, and it's it's not the first time they've touched him up down that left edge defensively for the Melbourne Storm, man. So well done to the Sharkies to hit back. They've had to scramble really hard, and again, they get a little bit of reward, some nice field position. I think Brayley has been fantastic out of dummy half for them. He's been super quick, and it was Katoa versus Coates, and Katoa just put the brakes on. Coates slid up over the top of Katoa, and Katoa had the wherewithal and the balance to put that football down on the try line. So Katoa, he has had a pretty intense 3 to 4 weeks, man. He's been in solid form as Hines right next to the touchline, sideline, I should say, from 25 meters back, shoots. This is super important, and it's going to spray across the face again. So it's 10 points to 8 with 8.5 minutes to go. This is going to come right down to the wire, you feel already, man.
It's been a great game, Sam, and I think both kickers' radars are slightly off. Meany had a pretty easy kick there before, and he only just snuck it in the right upright. So a lot of nerves here, Sam. But yeah, like you said, beautifully done there by Sione Katoa. And geez, it got a bit ugly there. Grant sliding in to try and make the tackle. Luckily had lost a lot of momentum before his knees went straight into the back of his winger, Xavier Coates there. But terrific start from Sione Katoa, Sam, as Melbourne resume play with a lovely kick, which taken from Kennedy, and he's in goal, Sam.
And Rudolph is the man to take the carry, and he's met solidly again by Harry Grant, this time Katoa as well. This is Kofusi now. Great carry from him. Gets him to about the 20-meter line. Good work from Morgan Kofusi. Second tackle, Brayley elects to go left, and this here is Iro, and he gets to the 30-meter line. This is better after points from Cronulla. Brayley, right, Talakai, straight and hard, straight up the middle, getting to the 40, looking for the quicker play the ball. And now Brayley goes right. This is Toby Rudolph with his second touch, and he's able to get to halfway. So a good set after points from Cronulla as Hines kicks from about 3 meters inside his own territory.
Swirling, but it's nicely taken there by Pappenhausen, who shifts it out to Will Warbrick. Warbrick scheming through the middle of the field, but good defense there by Wilton and Kafusi. In the middle of the park, he's brought down around 18 meters out, as Pappenhausen now gives it to, I believe, as we're looking at Craig Fitzgibbon, I think it was to Xavier Coates, and it is another penalty. Goodness gracious me, the penalties are just absolutely piling up here. I don't know if it's to blame these two sides or if it's Ashley Klein being way too lenient and too quick with some of these decisions. But Hughes, nonetheless, finds touch just short of halfway. Coates throws it in. Grant taps it. Munster, Hughes, Katoa. Katoa scheming through that right-hand side there. But great defense by Kafusi, Brayley, and Wilton. Katoa plays the ball just short of halfway. Nice little unders ball there from Grant to McDonald. 6 penalties to the Sharks, 5 to the Storm. Way too many, in my opinion, through 34 minutes of action. And goodness gracious me, I don't know if Cam Munster's wearing camouflage this evening, but this man cannot be tackled. He is absolutely destroying Cronulla through the middle of the field with fleeting footwork, as now Grant gives it to Munster. Munster again, he's going to get past that. He's going to probably offload it out the back here. He's scheming, looking for it, but good defense there by Billy Burns there to wrap him up. Last tackle inside Cronulla's 20. And here it comes, Sam's favorite play. Hughes kicks it across. Coates, he gets it. He's trying to offload it, but good defense there by Cronulla and wrap it up. I think if that kick from Hughes was a bit better, it could have been a try there from the Melbourne Storm, but well done from the Cronulla Sharks. They're great defense, and they really swarmed in to shut down the situation after Coates caught the ball, Sam.
If they can keep the Melbourne Storm to 10, bro, they've got a hell of a lot to work with at halftime. Their defense throughout this final series, and even in the final round against the Bulldogs, has been brilliant. The scramble has been magnifique from the Cronulla Sutherland Sharks as Brayley runs to the right-hand side a little bit before getting it right to Talakai. And Talakai, he's tackled about 25 metres away. Yep, all right. So
game Sharks last 3 months.
4th tackle, and however, the Melbourne Storm defense isn't doing too badly here. Was Rudolph put in an awkward position? No, play on, as Trindle has to kick from 15 meters away from halfway. and it's going to be taken
Set
by
up
Warbrick.
beautifully from Warbrick, Sam, and Warbrick pins the ears back. Yeah, when I was meaning the 14 points in favour of the Sharks, I was referring to the last 3 months. They've kept sides to an average of 14 points a game. Melbourne are already up to 10 points, so it will be interesting to see if they can hold them to that. 14 is now Pappenhausen scheming straight through the middle. Oh, he gets ankle tapped. That could have been ugly there, but Talakai and Rudolph there to finish him off. That is Liero straight and hard off a lovely pass from dummy half. Now Grant having a scoot. Now Munster, what a lovely infield kick to Pappenhausen. Pappenhausen puts it on the boot and over he goes. If he doesn't score, I think William Kennedy is in a lot of trouble because I think he impeded Pappenhausen early there. But what a class play from Cameron Munster, and Pappenhausen is right there. Carpe Diem sees the moment there from Melbourne Storm. That is a lovely kick from Cameron Munster infield. Catches Kennedy out of position. Kennedy is all over the back there of Ryan Pappenhausen as Pappenhausen puts a lovely little dink through, and we're waiting for the confirmation, but what a try that is there from the Melbourne Storm. Pappenhausen knew it was coming, but the person and the people that didn't know it was coming was the Cronulla Sharks, and wow, that is a lovely first touch. Eat your heart out, Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. That is absolute class there from Pappenhausen, and that grounding, just like Sam before, was with the Cronulla Sharks scrambled eggs defense. That was a magnifique finish from Ryan Pappenhausen there to make it 14 points to 8 with the easiest kick of the night to come, Sam.
Well, Clancy just took this words right out of my mouth. That looks like exactly like the big three. Yeah, that's some top shelf, top play there from Cameron Munster and Ryan Pappenhausen. And Nick Meaney, as you say, could do it with a blindfold on. It does make it 16 to 8. That's a bit of a dagger to Cronulla, man, that you just felt like for the past 5 minutes or so, the Sharkies were the better team. But again, the Melbourne Storm defense showed up when it needed to. The Sharkies just had a poor set to try and get out of their own end. They only made about 25 meters in their previous set, and they were kicking from deep inside their own 40 or even 30, man.
Cameron Munster, Sam, this man just loves big games, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's hands down by far the best player on the field by a long way. He has been absolutely outstanding. He can't be tackled. He's offloading. He's scheming through the middle. He's pulling off beautiful plays like that, taking us back to the lovely days of Slater, Cronk, and Smith. But yes, that is really, really tough for the Sharks there to concede points there just before halftime. William Hunt, great for you to join us, my friend, as now McDonald gives it Grant, or should I say after that good run from McDonald. And goodness gracious me, that's a lovely run there by Tui Kamakamika. He gets it up to the 30-meter line, and now Munster, good tackle there by Toby Rudolph, gets Munster down nice and quickly for a man that has been basically near impossible to tackle tonight. Rudolph did an absolute fantastic job there. 4 tackle, Liero just had a run there, and now here it is, 4 tackle. Grant just gives it to Pappenhausen. Pappenhausen just going to pin the ears here and just run straight and hard. He's brought down just short of halfway. Grant now to Hughes on the last. Hughes kicks it just short of halfway, and it's going long, it's going high, but beautifully taken by Kennedy, who gets ankle tapped inside his own 20-meter line, Sam.
And you watch here, man. They'll only make 20 meters from this set because this is where the Storm have won this first half, is these defensive efforts where the Sharkies are coming from deep inside their own half, unless, of course, a penalty isn't blown here. And look at that. The completion rate, it's pretty much 90% each way, as Toby Rudolph now gets fired up and runs into the pack and gets to the 30-meter line. So only 20 meters made here. It's 4th tackle. Talakai's got ball in hand. Right to Burns. Does offload back to Brayley. That's what they got to do here, Sharkies. Kennedy, Trindle, cut out left to Mulitalo. Haven't spoken his name a lot tonight as he offloads back to Iro. Iro stands, offloads. Kennedy, they're inside Storm territory here. This is Kofusi now, offloading back to Trindle, right in field for Toby Rudolph, and you imagine this is going to die here with Rudolph, a couple of meters inside Storm territory. That's what they've got to do in this second half and get Mulitalo more involved as Trindle puts the ball up for Warbrick, and Warbrick takes it.
Takes it beautifully, and away goes the Brick of War. He gets past 1, but gets past 2. He got past Hines first off, but Hines is there to make the tackle on the second attempt. Hughes now gives it to Pappenhausen. Pappenhausen out to Coates, and Coates pins the ears back, but can't make many meters. He's brought down on his own 30-meter line. Plays the ball. Grant now gives it to Howarth. Howarth, great run there. One-off play, and he's brought down on the 40-meter line. Plays the ball. Third tackle. Grant now gives it to Munster. Munster gives it out the back to Hughes. Hughes out the back to Meaney. Meaney scheming on the top of the field. Tries to get past Ero, but Ero, the class player he is, brings him down right on halfway. Fourth tackle, Hughes, a dummy half, gives it to Munster. Munster, a lovely short ball to McDonald. McDonald scheming through the middle of the field. McDonald's brought down around 38 meters out from the Sharks line. Last tackle, Grant gives it to Hughes. Hughes, the big up and under on the top-hand side of the field. Katoa chasing through. What a take from Ali Katoa. Pops it out the back to Munster. Munster pops it out the back to Pappenhausen. Pappenhausen scheming. He offloads, but he offloads it straight to Billy Burns, who offloads it to Ramian. Ramian scheming. Now he offloads to Mulitalo. Mulitalo nearly drops it, but he holds on to it just inside his own 20, Sam.
Alrighty, so we only got about 14 seconds to go before the halftime buzzer sounds, and this is Katoa with ball in hand. You think they're just going to tuck it under the wing and just get to halftime here, unless if they pull off a trick shot right now. Melbourne Storm, Katoa doesn't even want to play the ball, so that will be the halftime score, 16-8 going into halftime. Positives to take from for the Cronulla Sutherland Sharks, but for me, it's as good as they have looked in attack. I think it's more of a story that the Melbourne Storm defense, about 6 times in that first half, were able to restrict Cronulla Sharks to about 20 to 30 meters deep inside their own territory, man.
Do you think it's the Storm defense, or do you think it's the Sharks attack? Me personally, I think the Sharks attack has been
That's
a
fair.
bit patchy. I think it's been a bit patchy. I feel like there's been some times that we've seen some really good classy stuff from the Sharks, but then a lot of times we've also seen a lot of real clunky attack inside the red zone there for the Cronulla Sharks. And I just think it's more them. I don't think it's more the Melbourne Storm's defense. Yes, the Storm's defense has been good. I'm pretty sure, I think with it might have been 5 minutes to go. I think it was 16 missed tackles, I think, from the Cronulla Sharks to 8 from the Storm. So I don't know how it ended up finishing. We'll have a look at that shortly. But yeah, I don't think it's more just the Melbourne Storm's defense. Yes, it's been good, but I think it's more the Sharks attack, I think, has been a bit patchy.
Alrighty. So speaking of those stats, and this might update as we move along here, both teams are completing at over 90% or on 90% or over, which is fantastic. If possession, however, does fall in the way of the Melbourne Storm, 52 to 48%. The run meters, there's almost 100 meters difference in the run meters. The post contact, more in favor of the Melbourne Storm, but not by a hell of a lot. Tackle breaks, well, that's a story. And Cameron Munster's probably responsible for about 3 or 4 of them in that first half. And I will say that, bro, Cameron Munster, you touched on it just a second ago, but Cameron Munster was the best player on the paddock, and second would be probably Uto Ikamanu, followed by Jerome Hughes, in my opinion, man. But we'll just go through the rest of the stats here. So 18 tackle breaks to 8 in favor of the Melbourne Storm. Dummy passes is a lot. There's a big discrepancy there, 33 to 6, and the Storm doing a lot of dummying, man. The kicking meters, about 60 more in favor of the Melbourne Storm. Effective tackles, it's pretty much 90% to 80% by and large. So, and that goes in the way that the Storm have been able to get away, well, not get away, but able to execute faster, play the balls. It's why they look like they're playing faster, and why the Sharkies, they're being forced to play in almost like a slow-mo style of play whenever they try to get up and play the ball. The missed tackles is the same as the tackle breaks. Penalties conceded, it's 6 to 5. Melbourne have conceded 1 more. I think that's how you work that out. Or they've won 6. But in any event, penalties and 6 against needs to be rectified by both of these sides, because it was a ill-disciplined first quarter of that first half, and interchanges, only 2 used in that first half, Dor. So Trent Liero's on report as well due to a late hit, but he'll have nothing to worry about if the Storm do go on to win this game and play in next weekend's decider. But yeah, Cameron, it's the Cameron Munster show, man.
Yes. Monster Magic down in Melbourne. The Triple M Monster Magic Melbourne, or Melbourne Monster Magic. Yes, absolutely terrific from Cam Munster, Sam. I honestly don't think Cronulla can be too upset with that. I think that last try really did sting. That was a really bad burn, I think, that for the Sharks to take in. But they shouldn't be too upset. I think that they were definitely outplayed that first half, but it's only 8 points the difference. Nico Hines really needs to get his goal kicking into play because, as we've discussed multiple times since we started wearing these lovely long sleeve shirts and the ties, when we come to this time of year with finals football, every bloody point counts, and you can't be leaving 4 points out there on the field, even though, yes, it's very difficult circumstances, Sam, with being both of the kicks from the right-hand touchline. But they're professional athletes, and I think even Nico himself would be a bit disappointed with how his goal kicking has been. The first one was not even close. The second one was definitely a lot better. And I think Meaney would have been a bit upset with his first kick as well. He's been fortunate that his next two have been pretty close to the upright. So for me personally, I think Sharks really need to start quickly here in this second half. They need to get on the board first, Sam, or it might get a bit too much with not enough time left.
Yep.
But man, yeah, it's been a really good quality game of football. I would like to see Klein put the whistle away a little bit. I think there's been a few penalties there that have been a bit average, a couple of bad calls. We saw a missed forward pass from Meaney there to Will Warbrick for the first try, and then we saw an absolute howler of a call on Xavier Coates as well, for apparently tackling the guy early, where it just looked like he was trying to catch the ball and made a bit of contact, and it was pretty simultaneous. So yeah, look, there's been some good officiating as well, but I'd like to see the whistle be put away a little bit in this second half, let the game flow a bit more. I don't think that there's really been aggressive sort of tactics from either side to really slow down the play the ball like we have seen in some games this year, and especially from the Melbourne Storm, like you alluded to in the call live, Sam. So for me, I just think if they can just sort of be a bit freer with the officiating, let the game flow a bit more. But in saying that, though, I think that from what I've seen in that first half, Cronulla are sort of benefiting from these. Yes, they obviously missed the forward pass and they didn't benefit from the Storm scoring, but just the pace that the Storm are playing with, Sam, the Cronulla are not playing the same pace. And you said that you're obviously calling Cronulla, and you can see it, I can see it, and I think everyone in the chat can also see it. It is clear night and day with how quick either side are both playing. Sharks there there was one set there at the back end of that second half. We saw a lot of offloads there, and they were trying to really try and match the Storm there. But I think that what we've seen from the Sharks this year is that they've sort of brought teams down to the level that they want them to play with. And I feel like that they're not doing that at the moment. They're letting Melbourne get the quick play the balls. They're getting Melbourne get the offloads away, too much second phase play. And look, they've conceded 14 points for the last 3 months. Well, it doesn't that's completely out the window. That doesn't matter at all. It's 16 points to 8. They've already blown that 14-point margin. The Storm have scored 16 in 40 minutes. So the defense, they need to be strong. They need to keep that defense up from what they've shown these past 3 months. But they've got to get their attack into gear. And we have seen moments of really good attack as we watch the brace there from Sione Katoa. More of that. They need to shift the ball. And then also, I think it's the real problem, Sam. I'm not trying to have a go at him, but if you open your mouth during the week that you're not scared of anybody, and you're a star signing, a big name player, I think that I needed to see more from Fanua Blake in that first half. I thought that, like you said, you alluded to it in the call as well, that they were getting carved through the middle of the field, the Sharks. We saw Stefano, Josh King, Then we saw, Katoa and Blore making really good runs through the middle, sort of left and right edge of the Sharks. And I just think that I need to see more from Fonua-Blake, and he is going to be a big reason. He was outstanding last week against the Raiders, and I think it was a big part. It gave Trindle and Hines a lot of time, and that's what I think the Storm halves are benefiting from, is the quick play. Their forwards are getting quick play the balls. They're getting offloads. It's really quick, frantic football, and that's what they want to play. That's the pace of play that the Melbourne Storm love, where the Sharks, these halves, these Trindles and Hines, they need time, Sam, and I just don't think that the Sharks forward pack is giving them that time that they need. And the Sharks have got an absolutely outstanding class forward pack. So I really think that they've got to step up here in the second half and give the likes of Trindle and Hines a bit more time, and we could see that Cronulla Sharks attack really spring into action like we did last week down in GIO.
One aspect that we have all seen, I in particularly have seen over the past month, that has really impressed me with the Sharkies, is that they've finally got this ability, or we're all trusting them, that they've got this patience about them, that they're able to just take stock of what is happening, and that you kind of feel like you can trust Sharkies to hit straight back. But the problem with me at the moment is that their middle defense was getting, as you said, absolutely carved by Cameron Munster, Jerome Hughes, and then at the end there by Ryan Pappenhausen. And that's like, that's the Sharks from the mid-season, where they were losing to the Roosters with only half the strength side sort of thing. So I still think, they're still in it. They're still completing at 90%. But that my advice to them, and who the hell am I, right? But the Sharkies' middle defense has to tighten up, and they need to find a way to get Mulitalo more ball in the game. I agree with you. Aiden Fonua-Blake had 5 hit-ups for 50 metres in that first half. So, yes, he does need to go all out in this second half as well. But, yeah, it is a bit of a 50-50 thing at the moment, isn't it? I do agree with you that the Sharks' attack is not done well enough to get out of their own end zone, but you've got to credit the Melbourne Storm defense at the same time.
Oh, 100%, Sam. 100%. Look, there's some Emu King. How are we, my friend?
Hey,
some
man.
legend Sharks choking at the ball again. Come on, Emu King. They're not choking yet. It's been a pretty good half, and considering with how Melbourne have played, I think that the Sharks scoring 8 points is pretty good. I think Sam said it as well. I think both teams, like Warbrick's been great, but Coates has barely seen the ball. I think Coates and Mulitalo both need to get more game, get more ball in this second half here. But it is paramount that the Sharks start this second half firing, basically. They need to start well here. Look, fantasy doesn't really apply in the finals, but we will just touch on it. It's very basically sort of reflecting what Sam and I have touched on. I think like Billy Burns has been outstanding for Cronulla. Billy Burns is leading the way for Cronulla, 35 points for him. Look, Brayley 22, Ramian's been good, 32, Hero 20. Look, the points for Sharks is some very concerning. Like Fonua-Blake, I think, had 15 points in the first half, which is 13 points, which is sickening. So he really needs to lift. Look, Stefano, outstanding, 37 points. And I just think that Cronulla need to be wary. And I would actually be a bit worried if I was a Cronulla supporter, because I know it. Sam knows, and I think you all know it. Stefano's best stint's not his first stint. His best stint's his second stint. And Stefano's done a lot of work and wreaked havoc in that first half. I'm scared to see what he does in this second stint, but they just need to shut it down. Maybe lie on the Storm a bit longer. I know I don't want to try and ruin a good game, but it doesn't have to be for ages, but just a bit longer. Try and slow them down. They need to wrap the ball up. Yep. They need to do that, Sam, and do that. But look, all Melbourne's spine are really flourishing. They've got like Stefano's doing well as well. Meany, all those guys are going really well fantasy-wise. The points are a lot more better on the Melbourne side of the field in regards to into fantasy, Sam. Yep. But look, what are you thinking, mate? What are you thinking? It's obviously, I think that you probably think the same as me. I did tip Melbourne, and so did you, but you were hoping for a Sharks win. I just think that if Cronulla don't score first and Melbourne do, I think it's game over.
I'm right there with you, man. I think they've got one foot in the door at the moment, the Melbourne Storm. But I genuinely think that the Cronulla Sharks can come back in this game. I really do.
100%. I'm not ruling that out at all.
Yeah. But Cameron Munster, who was the one player that ran for over 100 meters in that first half? Cameron Munster with 11 runs. Finished up with a try assist or two, but he finished up with a great kick try assist for Ryan Pappenhausen. So they've got to contain Cameron Munster. The kicking game from Trindle and Hines needs to be better, but of course, off the back of that, the forward pack need to show why that they are still considered arguably the best forward pack still remaining in the 2025 season. Just want to quickly say hello to everybody that's in the chat. Clancy's in the chat. Rugby League History is in the chat. We've got Ta'o Hanua. Thank you very much, mate. Emu King as well. He's a champion around these here parts. Emu King says the ref has been quiet, which is the way we want them. I'm not sure whether it's Storm are dominating or defense. Respectfully, Emu King, it's 6 penalties to 5. I don't think the referee has been quiet. And you said
he's
something
been loud.
Not even loud, but I think there were half of those penalties that were blown by Klein. I genuinely didn't see any problem with it in real time. So yes, I'm with you too, Dor, that I hope they need to put it away. And Clancy also touched on something we haven't touched on. Sharks need to get Nikora onto the field. They aren't getting anywhere with so they need some size out there. I absolutely agree. Nikora probably needs to come on earlier rather than later for sure, man.
How many people have we got here in this stream at the moment, Sam?
Well, at the moment, about 7 odd.
Okay, well, that needs to change. Ladies and gentlemen, whoever's in this comment section watching, share it to your friend, share it to your mum and dad, share it to your cousins, all your friends, your family. Get it out there. We need to lift. We need to get the comments section pumping. Cronulla's season is on the line here, ladies and gentlemen. It is 16 points to 8. If you lose, you're on a Jet 2 holiday. You're out of here. You're not in this competition, and your chance to win the silverware at the end of the season, the Norm Proven. Oh, man, if they bloody don't go the Proven Summons Trophy, if they can't get it done here, you're all done. So let's just see what happens here. Storm are going to be kicking off. It's do or die, Sharks fans. Rugby League History is here. Come on, you Sharkies, for your fans. But it is off, Sam. Trindle has taken it, and away we go.
And Kafusi has the hit up, and he's tackled about 15 away from his own try line. They pass it right infield for Iro, and Iro's tackled on the 20-meter line. In this second half, the Sharkies are running right to left of screen. It's another slow play, the ball for the Sharkies here, and Toby Rudolph is getting dragged back to inside his own 20. Not a great start. This is not what they wanted to do, but Jesse Ramian tries to rectify things with a strong carry. This is the fourth tackle, running right to left, and they're short of the 30-meter line. Talakai has the hit up, and Skittles one player. Can he offload? No, he can't. So he's tackled about 12 meters shy of halfway as Trindle kicks from that point.
Yeah, really nice kick. Good contact there from Trindle, but unfortunately straight down Pappenhausen's throat. Takes it around 10 meters out, and he runs up, and he's hit there by Nicho Hines at a strong tackle. Slipped over there, but good contact there from Nicho Hines. And now Xavier Coates is going to have a run. Coates is brought down just over the 30-meter line. Plays the ball. Munster in a dummy half, gives it to Howarth. Howarth, he's trying to get it up to his own 40-meter line, but great Sharks defense drives him back to around 35 meters out from his own line. Grant at dummy half gives it to McDonald. McDonald, he's been very good. Clancy touched on that at the halftime break. A very underrated player, Alec McDonald, is now Liero. Shifts it to Munster. Munster, I think there's a few too many players that have cut infield there for the Mad Dog, and he's brought down right on halfway here on last tackle. Plays the ball. Grant gives it to Hughes. Hughes, the big up and under. It's high. It's very high, but beautifully taken just outside his own 20-meter line from Will Kennedy, Sam.
All right, so this is decent field position for them to start a set in for Cronulla. One of the better ones of the game so far is Mulitalo carries it to the 30-metre line. Mulitalo had about 7 or 8 hit-ups in that first half, but still needed to see a little bit more from him, I feel. I hope I'm not being too harsh on him. As Iro now just centres the Sharkies. They're still 15 shy of halfway, but Wilton gets them to within about 8 metres of halfway. This is the 4th tackle, however. That 8 points down, 37 minutes remaining, and you just got Kofusi having a one-off hit-up. Start playing some footy, lads, as Trindle gets the belly of the ball down to... Oh, it's taken well by Pappenhausen inside his own 10. So Sharks' discipline needs to be exemplary here.
And Mulitalo pushes that right to the line there with some work on Pappenhausen after the tackle. But Grant now gives it to Warbrick. Warbrick runs into strong defense there by Cronulla. Toby Rudolph leading the way. 3rd tackle. Tuckered around 25 metres out from his own line, gives it to Xavier Coates. And I said at the halftime break, we need to see more from Xavier Coates. 2 great runs in the last 2 sets from him. And now Munster, he takes it on, gives it to Howarth. Howarth pokes his eyes, pokes through, and Hines brings him down. Great defense. Last tackle, Grant gives it to Hughes. Hughes, crossfield. Trouble there. They're saying play on. He said he's wrapped him. And Meany now kicks it again on a second kick, but Kennedy's right there. Grant chasing. Grant misses him. Kennedy's away. Kennedy shifts it out to Katoa. Katoa scheming through. Katoa gets past 1, gets past 2. He's trying to continue to go, but he's brought down finally by Nick Meany, Sam.
Alrighty, so 4 minutes in, still no change in the halftime score, 16 points to 8. And this is Kaeliro. Oh, man, not many meters on that play, but he's able to get to the 20-meter line. Brayley goes right, finds Jesse Ramian, and Ramian gets to the 30. That's a good carry from him. That's what they needed. This is 3rd tackle. Brayley runs to the right-hand side. Did he catch off the marker there? No, he did not. 4th tackle, Hines. Left in field for Braden Trindle, attempting a 40-20. Where's Pappenhausen? Where's Will Warbrick? Warbrick is going to have it covered.
Looked to shape to pass to Pappenhausen, but he's decided against it, and he's going to... he gets through 1, gets through 2. No, he doesn't get through this past the second one. Talakai brings him down. And God, here goes Xavier Coates again. He really did listen to me at halftime. What a start to this second half Coates has had. And what a run there by Katoa. Strong contact. And Billy Burns has copped a stray boot to the chops there. I think he's okay. He's running back as now McDonald's brought down on halfway, Sam. McDonald plays the ball and Harry Grant scheming out a dummy half, gets past 1. He's trying to offload it and he's dropped it.
What? Penalty.
Offside. It didn't matter about him losing the ball there. Apparently the marker was not square or someone was offside. A Storm penalty.
Well, it goes without saying, but I'll say anyway, man. The Sharkies need to defend for their lives here, man.
It was Talakai indeed. He never got back and then got in the road of Harry Grant. As now the Storm shifting it to the top of your screen. As now Munster gives it to Blore. Blore's brought down, being great since returning from that larynx injury. As now Grant gives it to Munster. Munster gives it to Hughes, and Hughes, oh goodness me, a bit of solid contact there on Hughes on the neck head area, but he's okay. Continue on. I like that from Hughes as Grant gives it to Pappenhausen. Pappenhausen hit late from Talakai there, and he's down. He's holding his shoulder. He looks in a lot of pain as Grant now gives it to Munster. Munster now scheming through as Pappenhausen, I don't know if he's got up, is still holding his shoulder. He's down in agony as Grant, short ball to Kamakamika. Last tackle. Play must go on. Burns holding his head. 6 again. And a leg pull. And now Grant goes short to McDonald. The Sharks are holding on here as I don't know what the go is with Pappenhausen or Burns for that matter. They look okay as Grant gives it to Munster. Munster gives it to Hughes. Pappenhausen, he's up. He's going. Scheming. Lovely inside ball there to Meany, but good defense there by Wilton. He sums up the situation beautifully and brings down Meany on his own, or the Sharks 10. Now Hughes, he's got it. Scheming through. Good run there by Hughes. He's brought down around 3 meters out. Plays the ball. Granted dummy half. Out the back to Munster. Munster inside ball to McDonald. McDonald scheming through the middle. Great run, but good defense. And Billy Burns is leaking. It's a leaky faucet. Billy Burns is leaking everywhere. And Sean Bloor, I think it's gone dead, but goodness me, took all time off. Oh my God, Billy Burns is leaking it. It's everywhere. Oh, well, it's like tomato sauce.
I saw him just on back on the try line, so he's getting looked at now. But the Sharkies, they got 7 tackles here. The kick went a little bit too deep for Sean Bloor, and I believe that is Kale Iro, who's backed his way to the 40-meter line. Hines now waits at dummy half. Oh, Nikora is right there. Man, what a graphic entrance from him. Nikora is out there on the paddock. So they only waited about 7 minutes for Nikora to come on. Here is Aiden Fonua-Blake now. He's onto the paddock now, and he's able to get to the 40 of the Melbourne Storm. Now what?
Oh, okay. So now he's going to the independent doctor where he's just been leaking out of his melon for the last minute or two. Come on, Ashley. Goodness gracious me.
And this is where I get frustrated because now the momentum has just come to a complete stop for the attacking team, and the Melbourne Storm say, "You freaking beauty." So that, God damn, that rule gets me fired up sometimes, man. But third tackle, 40 meters out, they go left, Trindle, and then back under here for Hamlin Uele. They were just able to just take a breath and reset Melbourne Storm. This is the last tackle. Brayley left, Trindle running, flat ball for Wilton. Sorry, that was the fourth. Now it is the last. They're about 22 meters away. Brayley left, Trindle, dummies, gets it out to Iro, and it's not a bad place to finish the set 10 meters out from the try line. So Melbourne Storm got to fight hard, and Sharkies got to be disciplined.
No, not a bad result at all, Sam, to be honest. They've just got to now square up and defend well here, and they've started well. Pappenhausen's still holding his shoulder there, so it'll be interesting. And goodness gracious me, that is strong run there by Howarth, and strong contact by Talakai, but he breaks away there, Howarth. Great run. And speaking of Pappenhausen, now we'll test out that shoulder. He's still looking like he's carrying it a little bit, but a solid run from him nonetheless. And Meaney takes the one-off run there and gets up to nearly the 40-meter line. Grant now gives it to Kamika!
Holy.
As he slipped right over and been poleaxed by Fonua-Blake. He's okay, but I think there was high contact there. I'm not sure, but he's definitely got up and checking if his melon's still on his head, but it's definitely still there. Maybe it was a head clash. It is a head clash for Billy Burns, and that's why he was leaking with Oregon Kafusi. Anyway, take it away, Sam. Penalty.
Mulitalo, shoddy play the ball. McDonald was all over him. Both these teams, I believe, both have their captain's challenges. So feel free to do so if you wish.
Nah, he impeded the play the ball here. McDonald looked straight through the ruck there. Didn't allow Mulitalo a clean play the ball. And here's a good chance for Sharks, Sam. Absolutely. Come on, let's build the intensity. Let's build it. Come on, the Sharkies fans here. Rugby league history needs a Sharkies try. Come on.
Yes, the Eagles supporter. Hamlin Uele has the hit up, and he's going to be stopped right on halfway. Dead center in the middle of AAMI Park. Brayley goes right. Hines back under for Nikora. Nice weaving carry. Gets him to the 40-meter line of the Storm. Instant impact from him. Brayley left. Fonua-Blake. Flat ball for Talakai. Does he hold it? He skittles one. Backed away from Hughes. Still going. Gets to about 21 meters out from the try line. Running right to left here are the Sharkies. Brayley goes right to Trindle. Back under for Fonua-Blake.
That's better.
Fonua-Blake skittles one and backs his way to the 10. Here's the power of the forward pack for the Cronulla. They go left. Trindle flat for Wilton. Wilton stands in the tackle. Will stand in the tackle. Play the ball on the last. And Brayley goes right. Trindle crossfield kick, a short one. Kennedy had a good grab at it. It's going to be Melbourne ball. Melbourne ball.
Oh, dearie me, just out of his reach there. I thought it looks like it's within reach in the slow-mo, but it's definitely not. He just very unfortunate, sort of hit the bicep there and popped out a bit too hard. But anyway, the 7 tackle set now for Melbourne. Sharks need to keep their discipline strong here and defend stoutly as now Coates. Oh, geez, he's bent back a bit awkwardly there by Nikora. But play on as now Grant gives it to Sean Bloor. Good defense there by Nico Hines and Fonua-Blake. Brought down second tackle, but they're nearly already on halfway, only on second tackle, and a lovely shift out to Liero, Sam, and he's brought down right in the middle of the park right on the middle, right in the middle of the park, right on the kickoff part of the field there on second tackle, and then Munster, or third tackle, should I say, Munster just has a little run there on fourth. Grant now on fourth tackle gives it to Pappenhausen, and Pappenhausen offloads it out the back to Kamakamika. Kamakamika gets a bit of field to open up there, but he can't do so, but he's brought down just short of the 20-meter line. Hughes now fleeting footwork, gets past one, gets past two, shifts it into the middle field. Here it comes, Sam's favorite play. Munster gives it out the ball. Whoa! Oh, Munster gives it a kick across the field to Coates. He doesn't get good connection, but Katoa is backpedaling and he doesn't get to it on the full. It bounces perfectly for Melbourne Storm, but luckily Ramian is there and he goes into touch. So it is going to be a Cronulla Sharks goal line dropout here, Sam.
Got to go short, surely.
I'd kick long still.
Short.
I don't like this.
Very high. Into the lap of Warbrick.
I don't like that. Not in an 8-point game and with 27 minutes to go and you're giving a side like Melbourne. This is going to backfire. I'm calling it now. The Melbourne Storm are going to score here. See, only from just stupid thing. I've seen it all in bloody finals football before. The short dropouts are a nightmare in a close game. You need to kick it long unless it's basically like the game's dead. And look, I nearly called it as Howard offloads it in now to Pappenhausen. Pappenhausen gets past Brayley, but he's brought down just on the 10-meter line. Pappenhausen still carrying that arm, plays the ball. Coates gives it to Munster. Munster gives it now to Lasati that's on the field, and Lasati's brought down on the 10-meter line. Lasati plays the ball. Grant at dummy half. He's scheming. Gives it to Hughes. Hughes. Plays it out the back. Good hand from Melbourne. Warbrick cutting infield. Warbrick. And he's lost the ball. It's popped out. The killer python. The killer python has just popped out. And there's going to be that I'd be challenged. Oh, dearie me. I don't know how it wasn't called live, but Hughes has been hit high.
Trindle. It's a head clash?
Oh, it's a head clash.
Challenge by the Storm.
I'm thinking.
First glance, it looked like a head clash, but Trindle got really close. Still waiting for the replay. Oh, no, well, no, the shoulder does connect to the chin.
I need to see a different angle. This angle's deceiving. I think it's a head clash. The back end angle looks like he's. See, I think it's a head clash. I don't think the shoulder makes contact with the head.
I think the head makes contact first, and then the shoulder.
It's here, right?
I get that.
No, that's not it.
I think it's a head clash first.
That's a penalty.
It's a penalty.
I think it's just that basically from what I gauged from that, it's just contact to the head.
Well, 2 points won't do anything but kill time for the Melbourne Storm. It's more of a head clash than a high shot, man, but
I called it, man. I was thinking, I don't know why they're saying go off for 10. That's just bloody. I don't think there was any real shoulder. It was a head clash. He sort of bounced off like the upper neck here into the head. And it'll be interesting to see if Hughes needs to come off for a HIA here or if they deem him okay. But it is 7 penalties apiece here. And the Storm, like you said, Sam, 2 points is not really going to help them much. So they're going for the points as now Grant gives it to Munster, and Munster, again, fleeting footwork is now brought down there. Good tackle there by Nicker around the legs. Plays the ball. Grant at dummy half gives it to Liero. Liero to Hughes. Hughes unders ball to Eli Katoa. Katoa scheming through the middle of the field, but geez, he's been contained thus very well. And that is 6 more, Sam. Let's get that hand waving in the air as now Stefano Utokumanu, the discipline for Cronulla, is going out the door at the moment, and they need to really grip it and bring it in here. It's Sati, great run from him off that pass from Grant. Grant gives it to Hughes. Hughes leaves it, and that is knocked on. That is knocked on by Jack Howard. Yep, and called accordingly from the Ashley Klein there from the referee, and that is a real blow for the Melbourne Storm in the red zone. And Cronulla, wow, they breathed a sigh of relief there.
Well, again, the scrambled eggs, mate, it really is looking quite delicious at the moment, mate. It's really good stuff from the Cronulla Sharks. Great scrambled defense. Again, a couple of 50-50s are going each way. I think it's like 2 apiece now at the moment, man. So
bad pass from Grant.
All right, so the Sharkies win the scrum from 10 metres out. They go left and find Iro. 8 points still the difference. 25 minutes remaining. Plenty of time here for Cronulla, as Mulitalo has the hit up and he's going to get dragged back just a metre or 2. So it's second tackle. They're still pretty much on their own 20. Brayley goes right to Cole Hune, and Cole Hune is able to, he's just shy of the 30-metre line. Sharkies are central, third tackle. Brayley left, Fanua Blake. Fanua Blake put on a bit of a step and made a couple more post-contact meters. Play the ball comes. Brayley gives it right to Kennedy, gives it right to Hines, right to Nikora. And Nikora, he stopped just shy of halfway. So last tackle, Hines kicking right on halfway. And it's going to be...
Warbrick and Pappenhausen confusion deluxe as that could have been really ugly, but Pappenhausen manages to hold on to it and is brought down just over his 20-metre line. Now Warbrick, the man that nearly ran into Pappenhausen, takes a run, and I think Warbrick's like, I don't know, I didn't hear, as he walks out to his wing, as now Grant gives it to Liero. Liero through the middle of the park. That is tackle for Liero. Liero, that's a penalty.
Is that a proper play the ball?
No, it's not. And it's called, it is called accordingly to what we have seen throughout this final series and the back end of the season. It's a good call. Lost his... Well, look, I don't really like the rule, but it is the right call to how the rules are officiated. 100%, 100%. It's the right call. I'm not a huge fan of that one. But anyway, like the rule, that's definitely 100% Cronulla's play the ball here.
23 minutes remaining. They've been perfect for completions in the second half so far, have Cronulla. As Katoa beats Howarth, and Katoa stopped just shy of the Melbourne Storm 40-metre line. Up at the top of the screen and now passing... eventually left in field for Nikora. Communication breaking down between Hines and everybody else to the left of him. So Nikora has to play the ball. Brayley now goes left for Fanua Blake. Fanua Blake, post-contact meters, gets them to within about 28 meters of the try line. Down the middle channel, Brayley right, Cole Hune right to Hines. Hines is brought down. Brayley gets to dummy half on the fourth tackle. Passes left to Trindle. Puts the foot down. Melbourne Storm defender slipped over. Opened up a bit of space. This is the last. Brayley. Right. Hines. Nikora running against the grain and he's held up over the try line.
Ryan Pappenhausen, and I think it's Cameron Munster. Holy hell. Britton Nikora, one of the great ball and line runners in the game. And he has been hit up. He's hit this at full pelt, and it's Cameron Munster again. This man in big games, man. Look at him. He's right underneath it.
Was it high?
Oh, high. I think could be high. It's a soft high shot, but it's high. Yes. Yeah, penalties I'm hearing in my ear is going to be issued, but regardless, man, a player like that steaming on a lot of the time ends up scoring. Come on, Paul, that's not a send off, brother. That's not a send off. That's just a penalty.
No, yeah.
But wowee, that is absolutely outstanding work from Munster and Pappenhausen there.
All right, the Sharkies They are knocking on that door, but they're yet to kick an open yet in this second half. 22 minutes remain. Every moment matters, Dor, as you said at the start of the stream, mate. And thank you to everybody
100%.
that's in the chat right now, as the Sharkies are going to kick for goal to make it a one-score scenario. Oh, I don't know.
I don't mind it.
I don't know.
I don't mind it. With how they've kicked and where they've scored their tries, I do not mind this.
Well, it is points on the board.
I think they're starting to believe. I honestly think the Sharks are starting to believe in their attack. We're seeing Fonua Blake really drive through the middle of the field, and this is what you and I asked for him, man. This is what we wanted from Fonua Blake, and Nico Hines does what Meany did from a similar position and sneaks it in on the inside of the right-hand post, Sam, and that is a one-score game now, 16 points to 10 with 21 minutes left in this second half, man.
Oof. It's what do you say? Like the Melbourne Storm, they haven't been bad. It is the scrambled eggs defense of Cronulla that has kept them in this game. But you're right. The past 5 minutes, this Sharks forward pack, they've found their groove. They've found their mojo, Dor.
Oh, 100%. That's why I think they went for the 2, man.
And I think it's coincided with the introduction of Britton Nikora as Kennedy takes the kickoff, and Fonua Blake, the reintroduction is Hamlin Uele. But this is important now for the Sharks. They can't let the Melbourne Storm dictate to them defensively again, as Burns looks, well, he's going to come back on, as you mentioned before.
He's past his HIA, Sam. He'll be back right now.
Place the ball on the 20. They go right. Colquhoun. Stop just shy of the 30. Goes left. Kennedy puts on the step, fends away from one, and strong carry. Oh, I feel sorry for Katoa in that instance, man. But yeah, no, let it to the law. I'd like to see a replay, but yes, Kennedy earns a penalty.
It's nothing bad, Sam, but it's high. Like, that's at the end of the day, that's it. You know, like, yeah, he slipped over, he's low and blah, 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 but it's high. It's high.
Well, again, we mentioned the Melbourne Storm discipline. Their discipline now is starting to slip as well again. So the Sharkies, they have a fresh set, 5 meters inside Storm territory, and that goes infield here for Jesse Colquhoun. He's able to get to the 40-meter line of the Melbourne Storm. All right, we're 3 quarters in. Less than a quarter remain for one of these two club seasons as Aiden Fonua Blake bumps away from Grant, but Grant sticks to him like glue. But the post-contact meters from AFB, if you don't mind, gets them to 29 meters out. Hines, left, Trindle, back under for Iro. Iro running back to the center, bumped away from 1, 2, 3, and is stopped about 21 out from the try line. Third tackle, Brayley waits a dummy half. He goes right. Hines elects to use Kennedy out the back, goes right to Ramian. Ramian versus Howarth, and Howarth drags him down to the 10-meter line. This is the fourth tackle up the top of the screen. Kennedy passes left in field for Hines, and the $1 million man drops the ball. Oh, that's a bad error from Hines, man. Sorry to sink the boot in like that, but that's a poor error.
Oh, I'm starting to see it. I'm starting to see what I said at halftime with Cronulla. They are starting to find the forwards are going forward. They're putting Melbourne on the back foot. The halves are getting time. This is really looking good for the Cronulla Sharks at the moment, Sam. Yes, they just dropped the ball there, but I am seeing some serious meters through the middle of the field. We're seeing Fonua Blake flourishing in that second stint. He is working. He finished the end of the regular season with the most post-contact meters in the competition. And he is absolutely killing it in this second half as he needs to really get his head into the scrum there. But anyway, we move on. But look, honestly, just on a quick note, both teams' discipline has been absolute dog water tonight. I'm not going to lie. There's, I think, about like 19 penalties or something like that already thus far this evening. And that is just absolutely awful discipline. So, look, luckily for either side, they've both been awful. It hasn't been like one side. That's a penalty. again, as I'm talking on discipline, Billy Burns drops the knee into the play the ball. And that is as clear-cut of a penalty as you're going to see. And as if you are people that are watching who play your Monopoly, that is a get-out-of-jail-free card right there for the Melbourne Storm. Just absolute brain fade from Billy Burns. There we go. No, it is not 18 penalties. It is 17. 17 penalties, 9 for Cronulla, 8 for the Storm. So absolute awful. And just quietly, I think if either of these teams dish up this next week, I don't know how they're going to go against either the Broncos or the Panthers. But we must move on, and that is a strong run by Utakamanu, Sam. Now Grant gives it to Hughes. Hughes out the back to Munster. Munster now driving the legs. Good tackle there by Billy Burns late to bring down his legs. Wilton trying to roll out of the ruck, does so indeed. Grant now gets the ball from the Munster run and now gives it to Hughes. Hughes scheming, but can't really improve the position. He's tackled around 15 meters out. 4th tackle, plays the ball. Grant now scheming from dummy half, gives it to Munster. Munster gives it to Meaney. Meaney now pins the ears back, sort of gets past Trindle, but Iro is there to bring him down. Trindle plays the ball. Grant at dummy half, gives it to Munster. Munster gives it to Hughes. Hughes goes high. He goes midfield. And what a lovely take by Sione Katoa. He jumped from the field of play and he brings it down around 1 meter out. Now Ramian with an absolute beautiful carry. Sam gets it over the 10-meter line. Take it away.
How good has Katoa's finals form been, man? Strike me pink as Mulitalo has the hit up. And, oh, Jesus, his leg got just caught underneath of Katoa's body there, but play on as Colehue now gets over the 20-meter line. And see, this is what's happened a lot in this game. It's 4th tackle. They're only just beyond the 20-meter line. And Nicola's got the ball he wanted. Was that touched by Howarth? I don't think so. It's play on here for the Storm Door. No. They do have a challenge, Storm. I don't think he touched it, bro.
I thought Kennedy touched it, in my opinion. Live, I thought Kennedy's right hand sort of went out, tipped it. But I could be wrong.
Nicola passes. Howarth stretches out the left hand, and it's really close.
It's nowhere near it.
I don't think he touches it.
I don't think he's touched it. Yeah, Kennedy touches it. That is pathetic from William Kennedy. I'm not going to lie. He's just basically given up on the play because he thinks that someone's touched it. That's not final standard, Sam. That is not final standard from William Kennedy. He's now cost his side, and there was no urgency to get on the ball regardless of the call. Absolutely sickening stuff from William Kennedy. And now the Melbourne Storm are benefiting from poor urgency in a finals game. I don't know how you can say that, but somehow it is come to play. And now Stefano Utakamanu, Grant, Munster gives it to Hughes. Hughes unders ball to Eli Katoa, and he's dropped it. Oh, strip. And now they'll take the 2 and take it back to an 8-point game, I believe. And, yep, they're doing just that. I need to see just a second phase here or a second look at this. But Trindle really didn't complain. This is just awful.
They are becoming...
Oh, that is... What are these Sharks players doing? Oh, man.
They have lost the momentum since Hines dropped that ball, and the Storm have just worked their way downfield, and it's now going to be a 2-score scenario again for Cronulla, but this time with only about 13 minutes to go, man, in this preliminary final, bro. God damn it, Trindle.
What is he doing?
Well, Meaney, he's...
Why are you saying the F word, Trindle, when you know exactly what you're doing? You've ripped the ball out with multiple people in the tackle. It's some of the dumbest stuff I've seen all season. in such a big game. We're seeing a brain fade from Kennedy and then another brain fade from Trindle. Amini puts it straight down the middle of the cat and the fiddle, and it's now 18 points to freaking 10. Sharks are on life support.
Yeah, mate, it's all and good, but you had to get more confidence by scoring the try, not going for that penalty goal before Cronulla, because now it's a 2-score scenario again, man. And the Hines drop ball, man, but the discipline, Jesus, Cronulla.
No, Sam, look, I understand the Hines drop ball, but then they went and gave the Storm a penalty.
Yes.
And then they go straight downfield, and no wonder they're in all sorts, because then William Kennedy has a brain fade, and then bloody Trindle forgets what game he's playing and strips the ball with multiple people in the tackle. Basic rugby league, Sam. This is awful for a Sharks fan to be watching this. Awful stuff. As now Utsakamanu, good run from him, and now Kamakamika now is going to get it up close to the 20-meter line. Plays the ball. Grant now dummy half gives it to Lasati. And Lasati, great defense there by Ramey, and brings him back to around the 20-meter line. Grant now gives it to Josh King. Good defense there by Colhoun and Adam Fanua-Blake. Fourth tackle, Harry Grant's going to have a run, but he can't get past Fanua-Blake, and that's going to be last tackle. They've only made 32 meters. Great defensive set from Cronulla as Hughes drives it long. He drives it far, but he drives it straight down. Kennedy takes it just outside his own 10, Sam.
Alrighty, it's time to go here, Cronulla Sharks, and Kennedy's able to get to the 30-meter line. So not bad start to the set on the field here. Is Iro, all he can do is just take the tackle and centralize things for no gain here. But they got to go now. There's 12 minutes, 8 points down. Mulitalo passes right to Hines, right to Katoa. Katoa versus Howarth, and Howarth takes him down. But Katoa got to about 5 short of halfway. Hines left infield here for Ramey, and Ramey just running across field, and no one looked like they wanted to hit the ball up and try and explode out the back of the line. Fourth tackle, Brayley left for Aiden Fanua-Blake. Can he get an offload off? No, he can't. That's good defense there, I believe, from Lasati. And this is the last tackle. They're 5 meters inside Storm territory. Trindle has ball in hand, puts the kick up. Iro, Mulitalo chasing. Mulitalo's there. It's taken by Warbrick.
What a brilliant take. Great kick, great chase, but a brilliant take from Will Warbrick. And it's unfortunately what you get with the Melbourne Storm and some of these really good sides is 2 really tall wingers. And look, Warbrick, that is an outstanding catch, Sam. Great pressure, and he just soars well into the air. Mulitalo, who's absolutely outstanding in the air, wasn't even close to contesting him there, but it is obviously a bit harder for the attacker coming from the angle that Mulitalo was. But anyway, the Storm are just going to try and hold on to the ball, and that's a great carry from Utsakamanu. Gets rid of Brayley, but look, they've only made 30 meters again. They're struggling for meters here, the Storm, but God help me, I just wish the Sharks just didn't have an absolute brain fade in the last couple of minutes. As now
Kennedy Katoa over the 40, getting into Storm territory. That's how they should have started the set a couple of minutes ago. Katoa plays the ball left for Nikora. Nikora able to get to the 40, threatened to go out the back, but is brought down eventually. Second tackle, 10 minutes remain. Hines with ball in hand. Left in field for Talakai. Left for Trindle. Left for Iro, steps off the left and is brought down eventually by Meaney and Hughes. This is the third tackle here. Brayley waits a dummy half. Passes right infield for Trindle. Now for Talakai. Talakai, how many post-contact meters can he get? Makes about 5 meters or so. They're 15 meters away. They're in the middle. Brayley elects to go right, finds Colhoun, flat ball fade and Fanua-Blake, got away from 1, carrying 4, and he's lost it out the back. He's lost it out the back, but I think they're going to challenge it for a strip.
Yeah, they are. Sam? They are going upstairs, my friend. Oh, they've actually been for an all-out and wobble and jaw sport. The Challengers collaboration. The Challengers have been good tonight. Let's see what happens here. All the ball, the hands right on the ball, Sam. The hands on the ball. The hands on the ball. Oh, well, I need to see a different angle here, Sam. Oh, yes, this is beautiful. Oh, I don't think he stripped it. Well, he does sort of the arm sort of comes through though. You know what I mean? Like the arm comes through near the body and the ball between.
All right, so that is an unsuccessful challenge for Cronulla. Hand was on the ball, but in a surprising move, Uto Ikamanu has been interchanged, Dor.
Yeah, that's all right. Give him a break. He's been outstanding tonight, Sam. Bring him back in a few minutes if Cronulla go over. Look at the VB hard earned index. Holy hell, that is a big margin for Stefano Utakamanu. He's been outstanding tonight, Sam. Don't hate the decision to give him a break, man, and probably bring him back in a couple of minutes if need be, if they have any interchanges left. I'm not exactly sure, but Cronulla, Sam, they need to do what they've done the last 3 sets, being clear, nice and clear. Oh, my mother of Mary, all the lollies. Oh, they were hanging on the side of the bag and they wanted to fly out, but they've managed to stay in the bag there. Well done from Katoa. But they're doing what they have done the last couple of sets, Cronulla Sharks, keeping it clean, discipline-wise, and defending their heart out. And the Storm are going to struggle to make the 30 meters yet again. Grant, now he's going to have a scoot. And, yeah, they end up making the 30 meters there. They get tackled again between the 30 and 40, and it's going to be a Hughes big kick. Good pressure there on Hughes. And, he's kicked it straight down the hey little diddle of Sione Katoa's throat, Sam, and away he goes.
And he's able to, he stopped just shy of the 40-meter line here. So they've got 60 meters to travel, 9 minutes to go. But they're still going to have to score again. Only just. All right, so 8.5 to go. Second tackle. And Kennedy left for Mulitalo. Mulitalo backs his way into Storm territory by a couple of meters. Third tackle. They go right infield again for Trindle. Trindle running across field. Passes right to Hines. Right to Ramian. Ramian. Captured there by Munster, and he's getting dragged back, actually. And he will succumb to the tackle. Fourth, only a couple meters inside Storm territory, but there's not a lot happening here on fourth tackle with 8 minutes to go. Your season on the line in a prelim. Trindle's got the ball now, puts up a spinning spiral kick, and no one wants a piece of it. And Warbrick has to take it. Running across his own try line, fence away from one. Hines stopped his momentum, and Warbrick got back to the 10.
They had to make that tackle, Sam. They had him on the back foot. There was 3 players there. Classy from Warbrick, but man, the Sharks, they got to just defend well again here, and they continue. Third tackle here, and Howard's brought down just short of the 30-meter line. Plays the ball, granted, dummy half, gives it to Wishart. Wishart drives straight and hard. He's on there. Nice fresh legs in the middle of the field, Sam. Fourth tackle. Now Pappenhausen, that's their best set in a while, Melbourne. They get up to nearly halfway. Last tackle, Grant gives it to Hughes again, and it's going a bit more height on this kick, Sam. It's a good one, actually. About a wall of Cronulla defenders just stop in front of Kennedy. Very nicely done. Kennedy takes it nice and cleanly just inside his own 20, Sam.
All right, the Sharkies, they have not looked in tune the past 5 minutes or so, man. Everyone's just starting to get in the way of each other. Hines and Trindle and so on and so forth. As Ira now, he's worked tremendously hard tonight, but hasn't found himself any good ball. All right, Brayley left for Mulitalo. He just puts the foot down, hopes and prays, and gets stopped on the 40-meter line. Fourth tackle. Still 10 short of halfway. And it's just Hamlin ULA coming back against the grain and entering Storm territory. Got to do more with it, don't ya? Now, Trindle's got ball in hand. Puts up a big kick, a big kick, and it's captured by Pappenhausen. They just can't move anymore, man, Sharks.
Mulitalo was lucky there. He pushed Meaney out of the road, and he nearly pushed Meaney straight into Pappenhausen, which would have given the bloody Storm a penalty. Got lucky there, Ronaldo. A couple of only meters in it, just hold the ball, Xavier, and that's what he does. I think the Storm have shut up shop. They're just completing at a high rate and just doing one-off runs. This is there for Cronulla, man. They just got to take it. They can't keep on doing this one-off rubbish. The Storm
Yep.
can do it because they're up bloody 18 points to 10. And Harry Grant seizes the moment. Oh my God, there's a huge overlap. And now they shift it out to Howarth. Howarth pins the ears back. Howarth gives it to Xavier Coates. And you know what he does. He finishes. And that is it. That is all she wrote. All she wrote, should I say, for the 2025 first prelim. The Melbourne Storm will be back in the big dance yet again. I do not know what the hell the Cronulla Sharks were doing, but Harry Grant, yet again, the player, the class he is, he just sees that Cronulla are just expecting him to kick. Look, there's no one in front there, and he just takes off, gets past one Nickera, gets it out to Blore. Blore draws in the player, gives it to Howarth. Howarth sums up the situation perfectly. And Xavier Coates does what Xavier Coates always does on a week-to-week basis. Flies, he soars like a bird, and he puts it down in the corner. And that gives the Melbourne Storm a 22-10 lead. A kick here is definitely night-night to the Cronulla Sharks. And, oh, man, I'll leave it till the end of the game. But goodness me, the Cronulla Sharks have deeply upset me with how they've performed in this back end of this game, man. Oh, it's just, anyway, I'm going to hold on to it. 22 points to 10, Sam. Give us your thoughts, my friend. I'll talk about my grudges at the end.
Harry Grant, I don't think I've really... haven't really spoken his name much tonight. Like he's not been solid. He's just been solid, man. Just reliable, trustworthy coming up, and then he explodes with that play, bro. I guess it was always coming, but
there is still a slither. A slither.
The door is closed, but it's not locked. Let's put it like that. But
that is a good point, my friend.
They need to win the short restart here, do Cronulla. But Harry Grant, man, has done not nothing all night, but he hasn't been truly effective.
Solid, man.
And then he comes up with that piece of brilliance, and good God,
we'll save just short of 30,000. I think, Sam. I don't know exactly what the capacity is for AAMI, but I think I saw on the big screen in the back something in the 29,000. So good crowd there.
Kick off. Oh.
Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's not Xavier Coates this time. It's his big second row Eli Katoa that's flying in the sky, the Melbourne sky this evening. But look, they've got 2 sets. They've got to score the next one. As Grant gives it to Katoa, and Katoa, he's woken up now, and what a run from Eli Katoa. They can see the grand final, Sam. They've got one hand on the trophy. There's going to be another hand coming on Sunday, but they're coming as now Grant gives it to Wishart. Lovely fleeting footwork through the middle of the field. Do they take a field goal here to really put the dagger in and get a bit of practice for next week? But no. Nearly charged down, but it's gone up. Warbrick's taken it cleanly, and Cronulla just do what they need to do and wrap him up and tackle. They've got to score here, Sam. Come on.
3 minutes remain. Yeah, they've got to go. They've got to go 88 meters and then do it all over again, all in the space of 3 minutes. And Euro has to hit up.
Be like, I believe in fairies. I do.
Well, Hines shaped to Kip and then just gave it to Nickera, and he's tackled. I don't know what you're talking about. Hines left in field for Ramian. Just one off stuff. Finally, a friggin' offload. Hines has got the ball, and he's captured 22 meters out from their own try line. It's third tackle. Brayley left for Aiden Fanua Blake, and Fanua Blake has had a huge second half. And that offload then finds its way to Kennedy, left to Mulitalo. Mulitalo over the 40 and brought down by Hughes. Still inside their own territory. It's fourth tackle. Kennedy, right to Trindle. Way out right to Hines. Hines, right to Nickera. And it's easy meat there for Munster and company. And this is the last tackle. You just think they're going to kick and hope here with Trindle. He does. He gets put to the belly of the ball. And it's taken beautifully by Warbrick, mate. That is well and truly done. They haven't made a mistake,
have they? I'm just trying to think from a kick. I think that they've been clear cut. 29,233 down in AAMI Park in the AFL Grand Final tomorrow night. That absolute fabulous crowd. Thank you to the Cronulla supporters for getting down there and filling up AAMI Park this evening. But unfortunately, your side has just come short, or fell short, should I say, as now Munster takes a run and he's going to be brought down just short of halfway on last tackle. Munster plays the ball, gives it to Grant. Grant gives it to Hughes, and Hughes kicks it long. He kicks it high. Taken beautifully by Katoa, though, inside his own 20, Sam.
I can see in the back play that there are fans from the Cronulla supporter bay that have already left their seats, bro. Katoa will eventually play the ball in the 20. They all know that it is game, set, and match now.
Hughes has been taken off.
Yep. Second tackle. There's under a minute remaining here. AFB, Trindle, Mulitalo from his own 30. Gets it left to Iro, who's able to get to halfway. Iro stands and is brought down. And Kennedy at dummy half passes right to Trindle, right to Hines. And he's coming back to the left-hand side. He gives it to Kennedy. Kennedy's smacked by Warbrick and he's brought down 40 metres out. This is the fourth tackle. Brayley runs to the left-hand side. Hines. It's been touched by Katoa. They need to stop the clock here and pack the scrum here with 20 seconds to go. By the time they pack the scrum, it'll probably be more like 15 seconds to go. And it's still counting down. So they stop it on 14. Not to take the piss out of anyone, but they need to score a converted try here. No, Hines has got the ball. No, it's not a scrum. It's just to play the ball. Hamlin Uele, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Gives it to Hines. Hines with ball in hand. There is no more time left on the clock, but Aiden Fanua-Blake is able to give it to Burns. Burns cut out left to Iro. Iro puts the foot down, and Iro slides his way over and scores the final try of the game with no more time left. So
they're over! Yay!
Yay! The Sharks do find that second half try, but the Melbourne Storm find themselves in another grand final. Congratulations.
You go.
Congratulations to the Melbourne Storm, man. How many is that? 99, 2006, 7, 8, 9, 12, 16, 17, 18, 20. This will be their 11th grand final in their history. The 10th for coach Craig Bellamy, who was well and truly the secret sauce.
Yeah. Oh, man. If I was Melbourne then, I just would have said just have the try. Like, just don't make a tackle or anything. Just don't get injured. Just let them have the try. It doesn't matter. They've shown for 79 minutes, but it didn't matter. They made the tackle. No one got hurt, and Nero crossed over. But well done, Melbourne Storm. Honestly, if any of these the on Sunday, man, that this premiership's still wide open, man. That they were good tonight, but I saw there was a lot of a big period there in that game where they shut down, and Cronulla unfortunately at the same time sort of shut down as well. And why did it take the last set of the flipping game for them to start playing some sort of entertaining hot potato type football with offloads, second phase play, just shifting it from sideline to sideline? Why did it take so long?
Yeah. No, there was just...
if the Broncos don't play their hot potato, Sam, against the Raiders in a couple of weeks ago, they were no chance of winning that game. I don't know why it took Cronulla so long to play that. And I honestly think it's the story of a lot of like teams, not just in the finals, but they play this like, grinding football, and then they try to change it up, but they change it up too late and they end up going close to winning. Like that set just then from Cronulla. Yeah, the Storm probably were a bit, soft in defense there, but like that was probably their best set nearly of the bloody, well, entertaining wise, and in consisting of a lot of offloads and shifting second phase play. Probably that was their best second phase play or sort of offloading set in the whole game. And it came in the last set of the game where the game was basically done. I just don't understand it.
No, I don't know either, man. Like you had Hamlin Uwele and then you had Kafusi. Well, not Kafusi, but you had forwards just having one-off hit-ups with 10 minutes to go. You're down by 8 points. Cronulla, man, that was there for them again. And you've seen it all year. And Melbourne Storm just find a way to eke out a win. Yeah, Melbourne were the better team tonight, just due to, as rugby league history said, the ineptitude of Cronulla. They had their chances. They had the possession. They had the territory there midway through that second half, Cronulla. And unfortunately, and I'll say it again, Nico Hines, when he dropped that ball with 20 minutes to go, then the penalty compounded that error. And then they took another shot for a penalty goal to make it 18-10. You just felt like the Sharkies just didn't have enough Milo in them to overcome that 8 points.
You also forgot that Kennedy went cooey and just watched the ball like it was a Jet 2 holiday.
Or after? Was that before or after?
So they got Hines dropped the ball. Storm got a penalty. They went down there. Storm kicked it. Sharks, I'm pretty sure, then made a run, and then they offloaded it. Kennedy watched the ball like he's going to be watching the skyline soon on his way to a lovely Jet 2 holiday overseas. As the ball just goes past, he touches it and still just stands there, and they pick the ball up. They go, then they come across to this side of the field or the bottom hand side of the screen, and then Trindle rakes it. Trindle rakes it nice and clean, multiple people in the tackle. Penalty, they take the 2, and like you said, it all went downhill. I agree from that Nico Hines drop, but his teammates did not help him at all with absolute dumb decision-making in the minutes following.
Yep. Finals pressure got to Braden Trindle and Nico Hines. A lot of other players for that Sharks lineup tonight as well, man. Good God.
Look,
it was right there for the Sharks.
It was, man. Let's just look at it. Let's just look at it in this way, man. We challenged Fonua Blake at halftime to come out and deliver. He tried his absolute heart out. He was really, really good. I thought Talakai again was really good in the middle. Brayley was solid, barring that absolute shocking pass at the start of the game. Katoa was outstanding. Look, Ramey and Ero always really, really solid. I agree with you, man. I think both their halves were a bit, to be honest, were pretty flat. Were pretty flat tonight. Nico Hines was fabulous against the Raiders. I thought he was the worst of the 2 out of him and Trindle. I thought Trindle at least provided something. I think the biggest highlight from Hines I can remember was he did an absolute beautiful pass and put Billy Burns through. He poked his head through and was able to offload the ball there to I think it was to Ramey, who then passed it to Katoa and they scored. But Trindle at least sort of took the line on. He had he tried different things with his kicks, but even then he was a bit disappointing. I thought the forward pack as a whole was pretty disappointing. I thought Adam Fonua Blake was really, really good. To be honest, I take that back. I think Billy Burns I thought was good again. Nikora was really good as well when he came on. You and I touched on it, especially you, when that impact that Nikora and Fonua Blake coming back for that second stint added for the Sharks. But, man, the thing I just see is I don't think the Sharks attacked very well. If we're actually, let's just focus on that. We can touch on next week a bit later. But Storm-wise, look, Harry Grant was just solid all night, but all it takes is one moment. one moment to turn your solid game into a good one or an outstanding game, and there was no one at home right in front of him. He scooted with great pace, caught Hamlin Uele, I think, flat-footed, got past him, shifted the ball to Blore. Blore drew in, gave it to Howarth. Howarth summed up the situation perfectly. He gave it to Coates with like 5 meters to go, and he soared like an eagle into the corner and scored. And that was when I started saying night-night. But the defense, I thought Stefano Utoikamanu and Cameron Munster, I thought, were outstanding for the Melbourne Storm. Will Warbrick was good as well. But Harry Grant, Hughes was outstanding considering what he's going through. I think Hughes, Munster, and Utoikamanu were the best 3 players on the park for the Melbourne Storm. But look, it looks like they've got through unscathed, apart from maybe that Pappenhausen. But as the game went on, it looked like he started to be okay. Otherwise than that, I think there was a couple of HIAs, but they all passed, and that was it, man. That was legitimately it. But like you said, man, and I echo that statement that you said, it was there for the Cronulla Sharks to win that game, man. They just couldn't seize the moment.
Yes. And look, there was a comment here before. Emu King said, how many finals do Sharks need not to overcome the finals pressure? That was last year. And that's why we've been a little bit more hyped about Cronulla over this finals series, because they looked like a composed team that had that essential experience. But as Dor just said before, Trindle and Hines making real brain explosions. William Kennedy as well. Blake Brayley can hold his head up really high.
Yeah.
But I think there were just one too many times where Hines and Trindle were communicating and it just got lost in all the noise. It just wasn't clear for the rest of the team, man. Again, Hines and Trindle, they're not the complete package just yet, but they have taken huge strides in 2025, and hopefully they just need one more off-season together, and then they can maybe crack the code to get the Sharks to feature in a grand final in 2026.
Paul raises a good point there, Sam. We
only
really got like the one, well, actually, no, I don't know.
Well,
like you think about it, they had the Hughes run from the Utoikamanu offload. They had the Munster kick infield to Pappenhausen. That's 2. And then you got the Harry Grant basically set up that try by catching Cronulla off guard. To be honest, the only real big one was the Hughes moment. But I don't know. There was a couple of things anyway. But at the end of the day, it was there for Cronulla, and they just didn't take it, unfortunately.
Jerome Hughes was brave tonight. I don't think that there was enough pressure thrown at him by the Cronulla attack. Yeah. No, I don't think so either, man. But yeah, so Jerome Hughes did really well tonight. Wearing that Mel Meninga arm brace, as you said before. Pappenhausen only needed one moment and took it with both hands, as we can see here on the replay here. But Munster had multiple, Hughes had multiple, and Grant had maybe 1, maybe 2 moments, but they were all effective. The spine finally playing together for the 10th time in 18 months, and they worked really well together, something like that. And they worked really well tonight.
They'd only lost one time in those 9-10 games that they played, and it was to Cronulla. So, but they won tonight, and I guess that's all that really matters, unfortunately, for Sharks fans and Storm haters.
So as you said, Pappenhausen should be fine. Trent Liero is on report, but he should be fine as well. He'll be right. But look, I saw another comment in there about, what was it? Rugby League History said something about the forward pass. Like, I agree. At the end of the day, we've got to do something about forward passes, man. Melbourne Storm, it should be a little bit closer, I guess, but, it's half your luck. And Cronulla really just were the more ill-disciplined side, man. But if Melbourne Storm show up as ill-disciplined as what they were tonight next week, either Brisbane or Penrith will say thank you very much, and it will be a very long night for Melbourne.
Yeah, I think that the issue for Melbourne is that I think both the teams that are playing on Sunday's attack is way better than the Cronulla Sharks attack.
Emu King says, love your work, legends. I prefer yous over the mainstream commentary, and I appreciate the pushback against the chat. The chat rocks, by the way. Well, thank you, Emu King. You're a freaking champion yourself. And
you are.
Paul asks, if Broncos lose, are you calling the grand final? No, that's barbecues and beers day for Dor and I, or it might actually be a trip down to a core if Brisbane get the job done. And well, that's it. Dor, there's in the men's avenue, there's nothing else but this Sunday at Suncorp, mate.
I'm getting goosebumps, man. I'm getting goosebumps. It's definitely now that game's done, Melbourne are there. We can now just focus on the next game, like you said. But we've got 2 cracking NRLW clashes as well over the weekend that we previewed at the start of this stream. Roosters taking on the Sharks, and then also the Broncos taking on the Knights. Look, outstanding, but it's tough for Cronulla fans that really were playing some good football, and I just thought it was there tonight, but they just didn't take the moment and came up with some really dumb, a costly error, and then some really dumb decisions personally from a couple of players there, which really cost them.
I really don't know how a live stream would go on grand final day as well, man. Like, everyone's just chilling, by the pool and watching the footy and getting, half full as a tick, So I really don't know how a live stream for a grand final will go. So there is nothing happening next weekend for grand final day. I'll put that out there. But this is the last NRL game for 2025 that Dor and I will do. So Dor, thank you very much for a great year. Our year is not done yet due to some internationals coming up over the next couple of months, but that is our final NRL game for 2025. And I really thank you for all your help. And thank you so much. It's been a blast with you in 2025, and already counting down the days, as you know, until the 2026 draw gets released in a couple of months. I'm counting down the seconds, mate.
Yes. No, well, we got a QR Host Plus Cup, Queensland Cup finals day tomorrow that Sam and I are both heading out at Redcliffe tomorrow. And then, off to Suncorp IM on Sunday for the doubleheader for the girls and the boys. And I absolutely can't wait. And then we've got all the internationals. Sam and I will both be at Samoa vs Tonga at Suncorp. And then we'll try to make sure we can try and call as many of the other games as possible. As well as the Ashes as well. We'll wake up our families at early in the morning to do the Ashes fixtures as well. So there's definitely going to be more live streams, but NRL wise, that is all she wrote. But what a year, man. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. Thank you again for having me on. Thanks everyone in the chat, Rugby League History, Amy King, Paul, Clancy, Mick, Cord, Hayden, Jono, Willis, Harrison, all the people that are also in here, Tahi Bro, all those Jason Reader, all those people that come in here on a very regular basis here supporting us. Really appreciate you guys coming on. It's been an absolute fantastic year, and don't worry, boys, there's and girls, there is plenty of more Wobble and Jaw and all out streams to come in many years in the future. So look, while it is the end for the NRL, we move to the internationals for the live streaming. But are you doing any other games this weekend, Sam, or?
Yeah, so while it might be our last one for the NRL, I am going to be doing the Roosters versus Sharks prelim tomorrow night with Jag from the Mad Dragon podcast. And then on Sunday, I think I'm just going to go it solo, mate, and keep an eye out for you. And look, put it like this, mate. It doesn't matter who wins this Sunday for me personally. All I know is that the winner of that game is the team that I will be barracking for next Sunday on grand final day. So thank you very much for your time, everybody, and we'll see you guys for the next one. Thank you, take care, and adios.
See you guys. Thank you again.